We in the building too, man. We locked in.
That's right. That's a fact.
Kevin 4, KK,
AKA Kevin 4, AKA
7
Mikey,
guard,
AKA give it to Mikey, let him eat it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, what's up, Mike?
Yo, what's going on, man? Yo, peace to the chat, sir. Willing, you right, man. Punctuality. Yo, we had some technical difficulties go on, but you know we in the building, man. We locked in, bro. We got a great show for another night. Moshe, you know, they coming from the game. We pulling up. Sadie B, what's up?
Sir Wheeler, Jose Montalvo, salute. Shout it out to everybody that's out there. We in the building. KK, salam alaikum, my brother.
What's up, Alec? It was Salam, man. We just had a big interview here. Had the kid, a drummer boy. Boy come through B100 Radio. Yeah.
Ooh.
Make sure y'all check that out, man. B100 Radio on YouTube. So y'all check that out.
Sadie B, I see my cousin. She stay locked in.
Yo, Sadie B, that hood love hat. That's in the mail, Sadie B.
It's all the way in the mail for you. All the way.
So really going in. So don't have me anticipate something that ain't not here, bro.
Nah. This ain't my brother. This ain't my brother from Watts, right? We ain't bring Watts up in the building.
Yeah. Close to y'all. That's right. Close to my people.
That's right, bro.
We tribe, we nation in the building.
We tribe, we nation. That's what I'm talking about.
Yo, we nation, we definitely up in the building, man.
West Coast, East Coast, collaboration.
This is how we do it, y'all. This is how we do it. If y'all don't know, now you know. If that's what Biggie said, if you don't know, now you know.
Yo, listen, yo, Jay Burton, man, it's always a pleasure, man, to see you, man, and to feel your energy, man. We, us brothers out here on the East Coast, man, we got nothing but love for you, man. We love you, man.
I really do. I know that, bro. And I love y'all, man. Just for, accepting me for, me being over here doing what I do, trying to let people know that, man, we are one. At the end of the day, we are one. And I highly appreciate you, brothers, man. Y'all are my brothers from another mother. Yes, sir.
Damn right we is. And we gonna get you out. We gonna get you out that damn cage. That's what we gonna do.
Hey, it's actually, it's coming together. I just went to I didn't go. My lawyers, they just went to them courts on the 25th of last month.
Yes.
And basically, we've been trying to get these Los Angeles sheriffs to turn over this fingerprint that they used to convict me 30-something years ago. And they still didn't want to give it up, but you know what? The courts basically put a subpoena out on their ass, said, look, I'm subpoenaing y'all, and I'm about to order y'all to turn this stuff over. So, it took 30-something years for this to happen, but it happened. It was just a matter of time. Yeah. It maybe happened this way for a reason, so I can meet you brothers, and so we can continue to build what we're building.
You see that I'm blessed.
From the east to the west, y'all. It's called the We Nation. The We Nation from the west to the east and everything in between. This is how we build. This is how we build, for real. And if y'all don't know now, you know. See, this is what we trying to do, y'all. We got people over here with that has influence on the West Coast. We got people on the East Coast that got influence. We got people in the Midwest and down South. And what we did, we was like, look, let's put this together, collab this joint together. So whenever there's something that's coming out on the East Coast, we use our influence to make sure that information is provided out here, vice versa. So that's what the We Nation is about. I mean, it's about getting the heads together and putting them in one head and then making it happen for all of us at the end of the day.
Yo, let me put my headphones in. Yo, I'm glad you said that. Today we came together today. I know JoeyP sent you the link, man, but we came together, man. The goal today, and we want to have a difficult conversation about the youth and their connection with the culture. And what I mean by that is that, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is that, we both all know this gang thing. It's different. It's a gang nonetheless. JoeyP, that's you in the building.
What's up, brothers?
JoeyP, what's happening, bro?
What's shaking, KK? How you doing, brothers?
Good, man.
Mikey B, what's shaking, bro?
Oh shoot. My joint is off.
Joseph P. Langdon. What's up, Joey P?
You already know I'm in the building. You see what's going on. Free J Burton. You hear me?
That's right. Free J Burton. Let's get it.
What we talk about?
Free the real.
Free the real. You feel
already,
me?
They done freeze some of the real. Now it's free the rest of the real of us.
That's
some
right,
of us
real,
still
bro.
left.
That's what it is. A global
Right,
impact. A global impact, you heard?
Conversation is a much needed conversation. And you know, we know this gang life has impacted us all, and we know that it has impacted our youth most importantly. So we want to have a conversation about the youth and their interaction with the gang subculture, and you know, not only what that means for them.
Yes, everybody locked up.
What about a young individual that wants to lead the gang? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, bro.
Yeah, what about that young individual that wants to lead the gang? What that look like? You know, what that look like on the East Coast, in the Midwest, on the West Coast. Let's say, for instance, somebody say, I don't want to be. Excuse me?
Who's franchise facilitation?
I don't know. That might be franchise facilitation. That might be with but before you pull them in, that might be with Minister King. But let's check with Minister King before we find out exactly who that is.
Is this live right now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing.
Now.
So because you know when it's live, it's real. You know what I'm saying? They can feel the emotion. And what we trying to provide them, this information is mad vital, you heard? Like, man, because you got mad experience right here. I'm looking at all these faces up here. California. I'm in the Midwest. Y'all in New York, I'm sure.
I'm in Georgia.
He in Georgia, so we tapping all regions, all areas of the globe right now. Yeah. So this is real, like this is real big right here, man. Very important, man. I'm glad that we locked in, man. What y'all do, man, on a continuous basis. Yo, man, it's unmatched, man. I salute y'all, man, because y'all really came out them cages, man, and really trying to, you know, educate the people and show them a different way, man. That's big time right there, man. I'm gonna give y'all awards and y'all flowers and all that shit right now, man. Real talk, man. Here y'all go. Here y'all go.
Yo, we appreciate it.
All right, franchise facilitations. Let us know who you are, bro.
Yo, Minister King.
Like his thing is frozen.
Hey, Minister King X came on. He available?
Nah.
Joey, we sent him the link. He got the link.
Yeah, he said he sent the link.
Who's that brother right there at the bottom?
Yeah, he froze. Camera froze.
Is my camera froze too?
Seven God, always giving.
Red, bro.
Yeah, I can see you, Mo.
I see all y'all.
Like I was saying, we want to have a conversation tonight about how the gang culture has impacted the youth and what that looks like for them. If they want to, let's say, lead that culture alone. Is it different on the East Coast than it is in the Midwest? Is it different in the Midwest than it is in the Dirty South? Is it different in the Dirty South than it is on the West Coast and vice versa? Like, what does that look like for all of these kids who express that they no longer want to be a part of this gang subculture? That's first. And secondarily, you know, we want to discuss the issue of whether or not these young individuals, if they do express that they no longer want to be a part of the gang culture, whether or not we have programs available that's helping them with the issues that they're dealing with. You know, we can't just go to these young brothers and sisters and say, yo, we don't want y'all on the streets no more. You know, what do we have to help them in the midst of them no longer being a part of that culture? So this is what conversation is about tonight. And we want to just set this thing off real right, man. So before we get to that, you know, everybody, man, tap in, man, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share it with your families, share it with your loved ones, man. Let it be known, man. We locked in. O'Shea, Mikey B, KK, Joey P, Jay Burton. We up in the building. We waiting for MelKross to get here. And you know, unfortunately, man, we had a surprise guest who couldn't make it. He had to work till midnight. We got some people tonight, man. But I'm gonna pass it to Mikey B and KK, man. Pardon me, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the things though, I know y'all seen that picture that was up And it's crazy is that strolling through there, it seemed like the investigations that's been going on, bro, it's been extensive. And it's like they've been targeting like the young. We was having a conversation earlier, like these investigations was going on 2, 3, 4 years, right? But then now that they're getting locked up, a lot of them are teenagers. So if they're teenagers now, 18, 19 years old, so that means you was watching these kids like just get in trouble and not participate, not help, not try to stop anything, just trying to manufacture things. So it's at least, I don't even know the number because I just kept scrolling, right? I just kept scrolling down, right? Whereas, let me see if I could show y'all. Whereas that number right there, right? And it was just kept, like the numbers on here were just crazy. It say see more, just going up, right? And it was just showing groups and groups that they keep snatching up one particular charge or conspiracy charge and throw a whole community in it. And a sad thing is like, yo, it slowed down and then now it's happening all over again. Because I don't know if y'all was familiar, like the federal prisons was locked down, all of them, right? Because of a gang thing that happened inside of the prison. And I think two people ended up getting killed, but they used that as an excuse and they tricking out from the federal prisons when they had shut all of them down. And then now it's like trickling out into little cities and states where they're grabbing groups of people. And it's like, we have to come up with some type of solution, bro, and a way to actually reach our young and even the OGs that's there too, man. You know what I'm saying? Even as well, to really give them a better way, how to actually effectuate some type of change. I see somebody put in the chat that it was Mexicans that got killed, but it was a big thing throughout all the federal prison. And even in New York State, in Clinton, you had that. It was a big riot that went on with a gang that they shut down the jail. And as long as people like just sit back, bro, and not say nothing and not be proactive, it's just going to continue to happen, bro. It's going to end up going right on someone's doorstep, or to be someone else's child that get involved. And we just have to be proactive. Have to, man.
I agree.
Another panel, one of my OGs pulled up. Ski. That's Aaron. That's my guy, Aaron Thomas, right there.
What up?
Peace,
let
bro.
us know who you are, Aaron. Let the people know who you are, man.
Peace, y'all. What's going on?
What up, Sam?
So, I currently work for a CMS site, King of Kings in Queens. I'm the program manager, and I also open up my own spot on Linden Boulevard in St. Albans, Queens. I'm definitely solution based. So I kind of jumped in about 14 minutes late, but I did have a not even a question, a solution for the panel, because this is how I deal with the little homies around the way who are banging. I just hold them to their bylaws. Yeah. You know what I mean? And when I hold them to accountability and leadership, and I teach them about leadership, and we talk about things like accountability. And I also talk to them about the vetting system on how a person could even get down. So a lot of times, and I can't even say a lot of times, all the time I stump them. They're mesmerized. And for one, they don't even know what their bylaws are. So people who are bringing them in have not been teaching them right. Because I've never been against it. I've never been one to join a gang. When I was in prison 30 years ago, gangs weren't in New York. It's when I came home, they came about maybe like around the end of 94, 95.
You came home and I went in.
Yeah, right, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we just introduced ourselves right now, Ski. We're going to get into
I'm sorry.
In a second. Like I said, just let people know who you are, where you from. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to take it around so all the guys can introduce themselves. You know what I'm saying? Where y'all from?
All right, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't know that. I thought that happened.
Just let us know where you from.
That's why you said we split.
Where you at? You know what I'm saying? Because we got people right West Coast on here. We got down south. We got a hell of a great panel tonight. You know what I'm saying?
All right, cool.
Continue.
So I definitely want to hear from everybody. So that was just a little introduction of who I am and what I'm doing now, and how I teach leadership and talk about accountability. You know what I mean? Because I tell them all the time, I said, you guys are here to protect us. And I say, I need your protection.
For sure.
I said, the community needs you guys. Understand what I'm saying? I said, yo, when that stuff happened in Virginia with the white boys out there, when they did what they did, I said, y'all was supposed to pull up. You understand what I'm saying? I said, we was out there looking scarce, and you guys got the numbers. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I make them feel wanted. Like, you know, a lot of people want to be a part of something. So I make them feel a part of it. Like, yo, we need you out here in the community. You know what I'm saying? So we need you to do right. Well, I understand. I said, I understand go time, but every time, you know, there's rules to engagement. So I appeal to the intellect of the individual. You understand what I'm saying? So the respect level is definitely there between me and the youngsters out there, you know? But I'm going to let y'all go ahead around the circle. I'm going to listen in.
Yo, go ahead, MelKross, man. We know who you are, man. Let everybody know who you be, man.
Hey, MelKross.
Gotcha.
From the Bronx, 183rd Crescent to be exact. Not too far away from where I'm at right now. I work for a non-profit organization that's funded by the city of New York called SOS, which is an acronym for Save Our Streets. I'm an outreach worker. As an outreach worker in the Bronx, in the South Bronx, which is my catchment, you know, I'm on a daily basis out there around the hardest projects in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? I'm daily, you know, canvassing Moore houses, St. Mary's houses, John Adams houses, Forest houses, McKinley houses, and now our catchment just extended even more to Matanzas, and parts of Boston Road and Prospect and all that area, Morrisania, all that's in the South Bronx and everything like that. Out there on a daily basis, I enter violence. We also have participant events. You know, I provide wraparound services for high-risk youth, wraparound services such as mental health, homeless prevention. You know, we do everything that we can to help people that are victims of violence, you know, to give them all the resources they need and try to prevent other children in high-risk communities, you know, to be victims of violence or be the ones to cause the violence. You know, there's a lot of different reasons why things is going on. You know, this is not something that's new in our community. But people need to realize and understand one thing, that our babies is our responsibility, our people is our responsibility. That's nobody else's. We got to stop, you know, waiting for somebody to just come out of nowhere and help us out and just hand us things. You know what I'm saying? We got to be active in our communities, and those that have like minds, you know what I'm saying, got to be active with us. We can't be nonchalant. We can't be, you know, dummy down when we doing this work. The same way how we was out here when we was doing the dirt, running around here with these guns, running down on people like that, whatever the case may be. Dudes got to have that same energy or that same spirit or that same pride when you out here doing this work to make others, you know what I'm saying, believe in you for you to continue to keep inspiring others that we're doing, because we are the true G's. You know what I'm saying? Like Mikey was saying earlier when we was talking, the firemen are the real G's. You know what I'm saying? The people that's out here, that they come out here to help somebody else. Dudes want to talk about people that's power, show me power. You know what I'm saying? By talking to a high-risk dude that considers themselves a gangster, that don't give a fuck about nothing, and stop him from running down and killing his ops, that his same brother that's going through the struggle that he's going through. That's when you express and manifest your power. You know what I'm saying? Somebody saying they can't hear, whatever. But I want people to understand something, right? That for me, I do this work because, you know, I done gave these people over 26 years of my life. You know what I'm saying, in prison. You know, Mikey B, Moshe, KK, my comrades, those are my brothers that I met in prison, that I grew up with in prison, that I had you know, we done went through a lot of things together, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean?
Close the door,
understand is this. What I need people to understand right quick is this, right? Our youth is under attack, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everything that's going on is by design. if we allow them to execute our youth, man, that's going to set us back as a people 3 or 4 generations, man. You know what I'm saying? And how I'm saying that they're under attack. I'm gonna give you an example of what I'm talking about. Y'all remember what happened in Brooklyn about a couple weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, about all them people getting rounded up and everything, right? In the gang sweep, right? The oldest was how old? 17, 18 years old, right? It was a 3-year investigation, correct?
Right.
So that means, what that tells me, and what that should tell everybody, is that you sat there and watched 13, 14-year-old kids commit crimes, and y'all didn't do nothing. Y'all sat here and watched them do it. But y'all got an obligation to serve and protect. These are our children we're talking about. These adults, these little kids. Regardless of what they wearing, the guns they got, whatever it can be, these are children. You know what I'm saying? So you allow these children to do whatever they wanted to do. When you had the option to lock them up, put them in homes, give them certain programs, make their parents be aware, you know, you had options. Holler at their parents, let them know what's going on, and let their parents help them.
Yo, Mel.
So, yo.
Hold on, Mel. We still want to go around and do all the introductions. I know you got a lot to say.
Oh, my bad.
Nah, don't worry about that.
My bad.
There's still some brothers who didn't introduce themselves.
Peace.
Go.
The brother just went offline.
Just to let y'all know, my name is, Mikey B. Everybody know me as Mikey B. My name is Michael Lacey. I work for Peace Inc. I'm a case manager. I do reentry. I do the family reentry program. I help guys get IDs when they come home from prison, or if they're in the community, they're young guys. I work with a lot of guys in the community. I help guys get jobs. I got a lot of outlets in Syracuse where I'm at. I get guys jobs, housing. I could do everything. I done took guys to housing fairs. I'm into doing everything. So if y'all need help from that front, or I help guys from prison that's coming home to the community, I help them get ready to be successful out here in the free world. This panel that we put together tonight was specifically put together for guys that are working in the community, working for the community, working with the youth on the front lines. These guys like MelKross, SOS, Aaron, King of Kings. I know Jay Burton's volunteering, doing a lot of stuff, Minister King, as well as Joseph P. Langdon. And as you can see, me and my panel, Moshe, he works at a nonprofit organization as well. KK, he's doing stuff in the community. He's working at B100 Radio, but he also is willing to help wherever he can. But
and actually creating something for us all. So soon, we've been working behind the scenes to actually create something bigger than just your typical nonprofit that's coming up, because we actually need something a little more innovative nowadays. So we got something. So I guess something in the works now. I'm just waiting for the rest of the money. I just linked up with a brother down here he works for an organization. He goes around housing the homeless, because there's a big homeless problem down here in Georgia. So he actually goes around to them, goes to people like in the woods, on the streets, and like really go to them, interviews them, boom, boom, puts them in the hotel, everything, which is phenomenal. This got linked up with somebody running for senator, commissioner, and now just pushing the organization. I want to make sure that everything is actually correct, because when it's time to move, just like we call people up, it's gonna be like, yo, listen, what's up? This is what we got. This is how we're gonna build this thing, so we can actually set up things in different states, and even going outside the country, because there's a brother in Trinidad that wants to do something, and a brother in Liberia that wants to do something. So it's just a process. You know what I'm saying? It's a process by bringing these minds together.
Any
Has
brothers
everybody
ready to jump
introduced
in?
themselves, Kate?
Yeah. Anybody?
Has everybody
Other
introduced
brothers had one offline.
Let's go, JP.
We gotta wait till they come back on.
And we got East Coast brothers here. We got West Coast brothers, and we got people down south. So we representing really the whole map of America
For sure.
on the channel right now tonight. And that's why we put this together for y'all. We want to ask some serious, tough questions, and we want to be solution based.
Brother, yeah, brother. Yeah, go right there.
All right.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
JP.
JP.
Who's that, Mr. King?
Now, go ahead, JP.
He was showing the prison.
JP, go ahead.
You talking to me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Peace,
Yeah,
peace, peace.
Joey,
What's going on? My name is Joseph P. Langdon. I'm from Brownsville, 350 Blake and Mother Gasson to be exact. All my Brownsville people know what it is out there. But this is a serious issue. You know, I just came home last year from doing 22 years of imprisonment. From the age of 19 all the way to the age of 41, I was in prison. I was involved with gangs for decades. You know, the concept of gang life was really appealing to me because I just wanted to be a part of something bigger than myself. And I contribute that to what I was a part of. But since I've been home, I am the founder of No Comrades Left Behind, and Jay Burton is the vice president of this program, as well as Black Lives Matter Prison Chapter. He's the founder. And what we have done, yeah, for sure, right here. Free Jay Burton, you feel me? And what we have been able to do, he's all the way in California, I'm all the way in Ohio right now. And you know, I recognize that the gang culture was mad bad to the point where it was affecting the mothers and the fathers, and me being a person that was a part of the streets, so it sort of affected me. Now, how is it that I used to gang bang? Now the gang banging is affecting me because I know and understand there's a genocide and a fratricide that's going on. For those who don't know what that means, the killing of one brother and sister for nothing. The killing of one brother and sister for nothing, absolutely nothing. So my plan was this, because I'm a graduate of Toastmasters International. I got my CC, which is a competent communicator, which is I'm a professional speaker. I figured out that communication and leadership skills will ultimately give people the ability to express themselves. Think about it. The vast majority of people in the hood where we come from, they don't know how to communicate. Therefore, they bottle things up, they hold things up, and then they explode. But if they knew how to communicate with clarity, express themselves, their emotions, their feelings, guess what would happen? They would be able to compromise. So that's my position in all of this. I'm trying to give the skill set of being able to communicate and share their stories without being offended, affected by how other people look at them. So that's what No Comrades Left Behind is about. That's what Joseph P. Langdon is about. And that's why I'm on this stage with my brothers right here, because we putting in work in these communities, man, and we mean it, man.
Yeah, salute.
Pulled up.
Yeah, that's a fact, official, man.
That's what Minister King right there. What's going on, Minister King? We nation, we tribe.
Minister
We
King, shout
tribe,
it
we
out, my
nation,
brother.
what's going on?
We nation.
West Coast, East Coast nation.
I think he's froze, man.
All right, let me. You want me to take it?
I got, bro.
Yeah, that's my brother, Minister X. He just left. He did about 19 years up in here. He out of Oakland, California, y'all. So salutes to Oakland, California. He's doing everything he said he was going to do. He's been out about a year now. And everything he said that he's going to do to continue to shine light on us in these prisons. You know, we was all part of a big hunger strike. Let me back up. For those that don't know, I'm the hashtag Free Jay Burton. That's the movement that'll get me out of prison. Because as you guys know, I've been down 3 decades. And Psycho J is the blood, the bounty hunter out of Watts, California. Then you got Ajamu. Ajamu is the politicized one, the one that y'all gonna hear about today. So I come from the same background as you guys come from out there on the East Coast or down South. Nothing is different. But now today we got to change the mindset of them youth. And that's what we're here for. Hopefully this message that we all bringing today will not just reach one youth, but we need to reach a lot of them because we are in a lot of trouble. I was 16 back in '89, and I think things has got worse since the years that I've been gone. So we got to figure out what we're going to do. And I love you brothers for always bringing me around because this makes sense to me. But I think we said something earlier. My thing is like one of my little brothers that wanted to be involved in this gang lifestyle. I said, look, I'm not going to tell you what you can and can't do because you're not going to listen to me. But what I am going to tell you to do, change the game. Mikey B, Moshe, they show you how they done changed the game. So what we gonna bring to y'all, this is about changing the game. If you don't want to stop banging, change the shit. Start making the shit work for us and not against us. Because it's been working against us for 50 years. So if it haven't worked for us in 50 years, if you want to get involved in this, change the shit up. I'm gonna get, for those that don't get no understanding of what I'm saying, when I went to trial, I was tried as an adult. When I went to trial, nobody said I did nothing. They said my fingerprint was on the gun, but we all know that's a bunch of bullshit. But aside from that, you know what they said? Well, he's a blood. This is what they do. When they see an op, they kill him. This is what bloods do. So when they got to talking about that, they hurry up and convicted me. So what I mean by changing the game, so what I mean by changing the game, it's like when people talk about whether you're blood or you're a Crip, we want to start hearing something positive about this shit now. We want to say, wait a minute, no, Bloods and Crips not doing that. They're protecting their neighborhoods, they're protecting their elders, they're protecting their children. Matter of fact, a lot of them are stand-up fathers. This is how we got to change the narrative of this gang lifestyle if you want to be a part of this. Because a lot of kids, they still going to be a part of it. So let's provide, let's say, okay, all right, you win it. Let's do something different with this. Because you got people, majority of us are guilty of crimes. So what? There's a lot of us who didn't do it. But so what? You're part of that life. So I accepted the part that I'm a part of the life. So no, I would never do no telling, but I'm a part of the life. So that part made me accept this aspect of doing all these years in prison because that's the life I'm a part of. Now, if I was living a square life, then it'd be a little bit more there. I probably have hung myself a long time ago.
Can you tell them how long you've been in prison, though? And
I've been in prison.
I don't think they know that.
I've been in prison for 33 years. I was 16. I'll be 50 years old this year. This year I'll be 50 years old.
And what you in jail for?
I'm in jail for, let's say a Crip is dead. They call that gang-related killings. And although somebody else did it, but like I say, I'm not even talking about innocence and all that old shit. I'm in here and I'm doing the time. A lot of us get caught up in this shit. We get caught up in this trap and we have no way out. A lot of times because whether we don't have the money or whether it's systematic, but we got to find out how to change this shit and start making this shit work for us. Because the system is designed to fuck over us, but we can change the narrative. Yes.
Let me ask a question.
We can't change the narrative.
And I apologize.
Yeah, you had the brother Moshe that just pulled up. So let him.
You calling me?
Yourself, though. Brother just pulled up on him.
Is that Minister King?
No, that's another brother. Arkim DeBerry.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself, bro.
Arkim DeBerry from Brooklyn, the 90s.
Thank you.
Did 15 years in prison. I came out. I'm now a program director in the shelter, dealing with the single adult population, mental health, substance. I was on the island with you, Mikey, too. I was down there from 94 up into the 2000s when stuff was really running around crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, peace, bro. You know, like I said, we got a panel of workers, community workers. This is what we about today, and we just trying to come up with solutions for these kids, and trying to get them some safety in the community. If they want to leave gangs, we want to know, how can they leave gangs without reprisal? These are the things that we talking about today, from the east to the west to the Midwest. We got the South in here. We got New York City. We got upstate New York. We all over. You know what I'm saying? So with the panel that we got, you ready? Go ahead, Moshe.
Yeah, I want to ask this question because this is about the youth, and all of us were caught up when we were very young, but we're dealing with a different set of individuals today. The youth of today is not the youth of yesteryear. The youth of tomorrow won't be the youth of today, but it's youth nonetheless. So I guess my question is, we often hear about the concept of blood in, blood out, and that concept means that when you are a part of a gang, ain't no leaving. You had to get in a certain way, which was to shed blood. That was, that's the concept, the common concept. And then the only way for you to leave is that your blood has to be shed. Now, I know that that's not always true. A lot of us know that that's not always true. But what we want to ask, being that, you know, there are individuals here from various different sets, various different gangs, you know, or at one time, you know, if that applies to the youth of today, and how do these individuals that are part of these gangs today, how do they lead the gang life if they wanted to leave it? And that's my first part of the question. And how does that differ if, let's say, if in Watts, where you from at J. Burton over there, out there in Nickerson Gardens, or in Compton, or in East New York, or on the south side of Chicago, or down there in South Atlanta, or down in the 5th Ward in Texas, or in the 9th Ward in New Orleans? Like, what if these young bros, they like, yo, I don't want to be a part of this gang thing no more? What are the challenges that they face? Like, how does that look for them today? What advice can we give some of these individuals to say, listen, if you want to lead a life, there's consequences to it, but how can we advise them when it might be reprisals? I got a lot of questions, but I'm gonna leave it at that.
I have the answer to one of those. We have to give them identity. Because once you give a man identity, that's all it takes. So I've never been one to ever speak against gang life. My whole thing was to educate them on it. And I've never been a gang member, but I said it can't stand for what you guys have are making it stand for. And I tell them, you know, all right, you Crip, you Blood, still go to school, still be the dentist, still be the judge, still be the lawyer, still be this, still be that. Don't let the gang life stop you from being what you should be. You understand what I'm saying? I'm like, we need you. I let them feel like, yo, I need you out here. So when I was speaking to him today, I said, yo, look, I need you in a position of power. I said, because with you in a position of power, being that judge, you may be able to set me free one day or set someone else free one day, the same way the white man does it. And I have nothing against a white man, but I said, yo, we need to be in positions of influence. I said, so I make them feel loved. Understand what I'm saying? But I hold them to those bylaws. And I haven't ran up against one young man that knew his bylaws, no matter what he was claiming. He didn't know what he stood for. I said, you're dangerous. I said, because you have no values. And a man that doesn't have any values will do anything. You understand what I'm saying? I said, you need to get back to whoever brought you in and ask them what are bylaws, or look it up in a dictionary. You understand? And I said, you made a decision not to go to school, fine. Tell a little homie, go to school and get what y'all after school. So you see my whole concept? I'm not going to tell a man not to do something.
That's love.
Man, could I respond to what you're saying?
Sure,
what you
bro.
saying, like what you saying, where we come from, they're not trying to hear that. Now, what you can do, I get what you're saying. What you can do, sometimes you got to lead by example. You got to be in my ear every day and start telling me stuff that I really want to hear. And a lot of times when you're saying that, yeah, okay, that sound good, right? But Mike, you know, Mikey B got the sack. I'm trying to be like Mikey B. What you talking about? Okay, but Mikey B got the sack. That's what I'm trying to be like.
Mikey B
So
working.
how do you? No. I'm using that as a young dude that looks up to somebody in the hood.
All right, so I got
That's
you.
what I'm trying to do. Now, how do you change my mind to do what you saying when I'm looking up to him who's over here who's shining? So how do you change?
Well, it's hard. These days, it's hard to see who they're looking up to, because I asked one guy, I said, yo, who's the leader? He said, there is none. I said, see, that's a problem in itself. I said, that's a problem in itself. So, you know, even when you think of guys want to start their own set, everyone's just looking to be the leader, to be it. So let's use Mikey B as an example. So when I first came home, I met Mikey B. You understand? Him and his little crew, they run around wild. You know what I'm saying? We built a relationship. Mikey put his work in. Another dude, Mikey, got shot. I went to the hospital to go see Mikey. I said, yo, check it out. I said, yo, they did what they did. You did what you did. I said, look at the Godfather. I said, you have to realize. So I think about it, 30 years later, I'm actually doing the same work that I actually tried to stop him from doing before he caught his case. Because he told me, he said, yo, Ski, you right. I'm going to leave it alone. But if I knew what I knew now, I would have stayed on him to make sure that didn't happen. I took him for his word that would be it. You understand what I'm saying? I said, they did what they did. You did what you did. Unless, you know, I said, it's just going back and forth. And I said, I made a promise to myself in jail. I said, if I can ever walk away from something, I'm going to do that. You know, I'm going to leave it where it stays. So if it pop here, that's where it's going to be at. Once I walk away, it's over. So I tried to give him that mindset. But I wasn't on him the way I would be on somebody now if that same thing took place. You understand what I'm saying? Because you have to build that relationship, build that trust, and the dynamics with our youth today, they're they're dealing with mental illness, and that mental illness is coming along with their smoking. A lot of them don't have money to buy the marijuana that they want, which is like, say the average guy buys some weed that's maybe like $60, $70 for like some good weed. These young kids are buying weed. They don't have no job, no money. They're buying something for $5 and $10. So they smoking K2. So it's affecting their minds. I've talked to several parents. So there's a correlation between what they're smoking and what they're doing. It's making them actually violent. You know, it's making them violent. Like if they don't get the money, they're becoming violent. So, and I'm trying to tell them, like, yo, if you didn't roll it, don't smoke it. I never tell anybody what not to do because you're not gonna listen to that. But you will listen to that, like, yo, he might be right. You know, I said your man is not doing anything to hurt you. You understand what I'm saying? But he may be able to handle something you can't. So just make sure you know what you're smoking. You understand what I'm saying? But like I said, there's a correlation between what these kids are smoking and this violence that's going on. You understand what I'm saying?
No, you're absolutely correct. One of the things I want to touch on, Minister, I want to let you introduce. He done went out again. But
Mr. King.
It was two things though, and I look back to the fact that, like, a lot of us went into prison super young. I went when I was 16 years old and did 25 years. I just came out August 17. I'm 41, right? Be 42 this year. So, but one of the things though that stuck out though is what Joseph P. Langton said and what the brother just said. Communication is key. So I look back at my young self and what it would have took for me. That empowering that the brother was just talking about, empowering the actual youth and giving them a choice and even showing them a little love. Then the mixture of the communication, that actually means something, because now it's like I'm just talking to another young dude and we trying to figure stuff out. And how we try to figure stuff out is just, who's bigger than each other, who's tougher or whatever. We don't really know how to distinguish what's what. You see what I'm saying? Unless I may have a little more money, so he may listen to me, or he may be a little bigger and more aggressive in his approach to things, so dudes may listen to him. But we have one that's able to actually really communicate with them and empower them. You know what I'm saying? And like the bro was saying, really showing them, like, yo, bro, you say you stand for this? All right, so you know what this means, right? This means you gotta do about this, that, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, I love that aspect of telling them, yo, change the game. Because now it's like you putting things in their hands. And a lot of times that's what they be wanting. I just had a conversation with my little brother. And one of the things that he was upset about was causing him to lash out and flip because he doesn't know how to express his emotions like that. Right? So he gets angry and lashes out. And then on top of it, something's wrong with his ears. So he don't be wanting to say that. He got ears. So instead of him expressing his deficiency or whatever, he'll just lash out. And one of the things he tired of being stepped on and looked at and looked over and people trying to dictate to him what he thinks. He wants to be respected and admired and just treated on equal terms. That we can sit and have a conversation and you're actually listening to him. A lot of times we're not even listening to him. We just browbeating or putting them down or making them feel like they ain't nothing. Oh, yo, you ain't supposed to be like this, but really, really get inside their mind and what they're trying to do and what they're trying to accomplish and actually push them to be better. And just the resiliency in you, they gonna prove you different every time. Like this, the brother keeps saying, like, everything that we have with him, he's never like what happened. And even when I seen that, I've never seen it done.
All right.
I pushed them. It always like they want to do better and show that they're better than what people think they are. And we have to give them that, bro. We have to. Minister, he's there. He can talk.
Let's get back to the question. Yo, MelKross.
Yeah, but we didn't answer the question yet, though.
MelKross. The question for the panel is this. Specific. Let's keep it straight to this question.
Yeah.
If I'm a youth and I wanted to leave a gang, what do I have to do? MelKross.
Well, it depends on what your initiation was and what gang that you're a part of, first and foremost, because every situation is different. Can they leave? Are they allowed to leave? What's their living situation? Like, for example, if it's their street gang or whatever, their block gang or whatever, whatever the process is. But as far as how I would help an individual leave a gang is that I would go to the person that who supposed to be a big homie, the OG or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I go to that individual, you know what I'm saying, respectfully, and I gauge in the conversation, you know what I'm saying? I expected the individual why, the young man want to leave the gang, and why it would be conducive to just let him leave if it is a situation. You know what I'm saying? And if he feels like, well, nah, that's a no go or that's a no fly zone, whatever the case may be, then I would try to, compensate him some type of way, to where, well, you don't feel like you're being punked, or or the gang itself, don't feel like, well, I don't want to. As an OG and a person that's a boss, you want to always keep people around. You know what I'm saying, to do whatever it is that you need done. So you don't never want somebody else to see what's going on. Everybody leaving, whatever the case may be. So it's a sensitive situation. You know what I'm saying, on far as how to go about doing the process. But I would definitely try to get in, as much as possible. But if the individual have resources where he could just leave and, and he could just disappear and, he just relocate, whatever, then that's always the option. But also what we're trying to do with Lincoln Hall, which is a boarding school, or all boys boarding school in New York and Westchester County, is that, to house a prisoner is like 60-something thousand. I'm saying for ACS services and stuff like that, including Horizon and stuff like that. I'm saying it's 40-something thousand or whatever. It costs 20,000 to the child. You know what I'm saying? Our youth, Lincoln Hall, with 170 square feet. They have dormitory with every housing unit has their own room and everything like that. They got programs for how to cut hair, auto body shop, how to compose music, photography. They got a lot of things that they're offering for them as an alternative, and them to just, have, just to meet people from other areas and see how other people live, get to know people, get a chance to be a child. You know what I'm saying? Because when you come out here in the community, it's like, they got no choice but to stand on the street, especially in the Bronx and certain areas like mine, because there's no parks and none of that around here. There's nothing for them to do around here. There's no programs or nothing for them around here. You know what I'm saying? That's why, I be doing, I be taking upon myself, and I be getting in contact with other cure violence sites and, other people that I get in, and paths with, and I be doing my own little thing, like in 2 weeks, I'm on 183rd, cause I got, I'm in contact with a couple of farms, farms and everything that donate, like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna get like a couple of truckloads of food, and I'm gonna come apply, and I'm gonna give back, and those are the things that I do. You know what I'm saying? As it means to stay credible and also being active in the hood. So once we continue to be solid and everything, would they will come to us for assistance to help us, to help them get out of that. You know what I'm saying? Every situation is unique and different, so we can't say, it's like that for every situation. So that's why I'm like really all over with, because, everything is, every situation is unique in its own. But, at the end of the day, is that whatever we got to do to help them, even if it's to remove them, because, even though when we came home, one of the things they say to stop recidivism, right, is to change people, places, and things. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to concentrate on, being good and doing this once you come outside. You know what I'm saying? You got dudes on the corner right here doing this. You got people down the block doing this. In the school you go out doing this. All that's around you. I remember when, one of the clips I saw from Pac said, we not killers, and everybody that carry guns don't have an intention to shoot somebody. Sometimes they just want to hold it and do certain things because they want to protect themselves and be people around, just in case of a situation to do around, because you got a lot of people, like you got like a lot of what they consider sub gangs, but they're just individuals that might be from the same building or from the same block that just stick together, and their gangs around them, so they just stick together to protect themselves from them, but they're not no real gang like that. You know what I'm saying? It's deep. I don't want to really go off course. Another thing I want to say, but I don't want to go off course, and I want to get other people.
Yeah, one of the other things I want to say though, like
Minister,
that,
introduce
Minister
King real quick, and then go KK. Minister King.
Hey, can
yourself,
you guys
bro.
hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, I apologize, but my camera and my mic keep going on and off, and it's kind of staticky. That's why I haven't been able to say nothing, but I'm listening to what the brothers are saying, and it's profound. And I'm Minister King. I'm here in Oakland, and what we doing right now is we basically creating a curriculum to go and
I think it's his mic.
His mic went
up. When we get him back in.
Yeah, we get him.
Who else want to answer that question? Who else can answer that question for us? I'm gonna get him back in now.
I wanted to say something before he. It goes into a two-part thing, having people to actually intervene on a lot of the youth's behalf, because even though you say you may have that do want to leave, they may be afraid, and whoever their leader or supposed leader may be on some nonsense with them. So it's like they'll be afraid of that, knowing that they may not have no one to actually go to them to represent. I'm saying on their actual behalf. We have to have people that will be able to step up for that. So even one of the things that Mel said just about those that's been out there, those who have the credibility and is willing to do that. Moshe, I gotta salute Moshe, because sometimes we was on the phone and he'd be out there in the neighborhoods, going to them and actually talking to these kids.
Facts.
In the hood, bro.
In Brownsville, in East New York.
Facts. And a lot of times that's what we be needing, because they be like, yo, I want to, but ain't nobody else really stepping up to be there for them. So this is where the big brother thing or the I'm saying thing really comes in as like, if we're gonna do that and actually reaching out a hand to them, then we gotta extend it fully. I'm saying like, yo, all right, so what are you leaving? What hood you coming from? They got an issue with you stepping out? Like what's up? What's going on? It really getting into the bottom and finding out, you know what I'm saying, the specifics of it, because it's like when I was one of them and dudes was under me and wanted to leave, or they mans came to me speaking like, yo, bro, he ain't really boom, and we had a conversation. You know what I mean? Like, yo, bro, he shouldn't have got involved in this in the first place if he knew all of this and he wanted to do that. But they whoever their representative is speaking up for them, like, yo, bro, he's this, he's that. Like, if we got to compensate, if we got to do anything, like, boom, but he's not that, boom. And majority of the time, dudes is gonna let dudes just walk away, because dudes not trying to hold on to nothing, you know what I'm saying, and hold on to people that don't want to be there. So it wouldn't be an issue. It's just the fact of the youngsters having someone there to represent them. You know what I mean? Having someone there to hold them down.
Yeah.
Anybody else got any
Yeah, I like to add on
but
to
that
that,
might
right?
be, but that might be different from. Oh, pardon me. I apologize, JoeyP.
No, go ahead, Mo. While you on the floor, I'll go after you.
Can't hear you, Mo. Go ahead, P.
So listen, to get to the real root to this, right? To the essence of this, right? Now, what happened to me, and this is how I made the transition. It took me a long time, not because of peer pressure or anything like that, but when you're indoctrinated with a concept and you believe in a philosophy so much to the point where you wear this specific color or you do the specific thing to encourage or to move this gang forward, it's all about mindset, right? It's all about mindset. So I say that to say this. I met a man in my late 30s named Kareem R. Ellis. Didn't know who he was. But
I know you told me.
His effect on me, right? His effect on me, his persona, his whole purpose, and everything that he represented at that moment, when he gave me advice, I looked up to what he was saying and he convinced me. And the same passion and same ambition I put into gang banging or just street shit, period, I transformed it and put it into what he gave me. So what I'm saying is he gave me a purpose, right? So when people see you, whether in the gang or not, because I see a lot of gang members I know now that salute me like, bro, you did that, you doing this, you doing that. They don't talk about gang. They talk about the things that I'm doing in the community, the things that I'm doing as far as exemplifying my skill set and what I'm here to do, which is to empower men, women, and children. But I believe that the communication aspect of it is very important. Us as mentors, us as role models, us as OGs, or whatever the case may be,
on here with me.
It's vital that we speak to them, like the brother said, and inspire them moving forward. And what they see is, yo, people around you will move you forward when they see that you put the same amount of effort into this gang life, into your purpose. The people around you will salute you. They won't shoot you.
Jay, can you hear us?
Fake it, huh? Y'all can't hear me?
Can y'all hear Scary?
We hear you.
Yeah. So you know,
we hear y'all. Yeah, we hear y'all.
So you know, I was able to change my environment. I was able to get around people like Les Brown, Cremar Ellis. These are people that's giving me a skill set that I can change and help people in the hood.
Hey, Joy, I got a brother.
What'd you say, Minister X?
He froze up. Go ahead, keep going.
Yeah. So essentially, how I did it was converting my ambition into the gang, into the thug, and the street life, into what I'm doing now, which is my communication and leadership skill academy. Being able to help people recognize if they can communicate, they can express what the hell they want and what the hell they don't want, and that'll give you an advantage.
Yeah, and I want to say something to that right there too, Joey. Can y'all brothers hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Thank you. And so I'm gonna ride that same wave that JoeyP just said. So, like, I think we really need to separate the difference between. And I like what Mel said about there is a difference between like different groups, their social norms, their values, their beliefs, their ideology. So there is a difference. So you know what might be cool, let's say with one group, might not necessarily be cool with another. So we might be able to say, listen, you can just walk away. Another group might not tolerate that. And I think for me, I'm gonna speak about our experience on the East Coast particularly. And I think our culture is a little bit different over here. Don't get it wrong, it's serious as anywhere else in the country and around the world. It's really serious. I just think that especially in prison, if you put enough work in and you was really serious about what you believed in, like you were really serious. And I think for me, people understood that I was serious about what I believed in. And when I converted to Islam, I know at first individuals probably thought, you know what, this is probably a way for him to, you know, keep the authorities off his back because they on his heels like crazy. But then once individuals got an opportunity to see that reversion wasn't a facade, that also was serious, individuals was like, yo, Mo really about that. Not to suggest that I would have faced some slack or some heat from that from my former brothers, but I think for me it made it easy for me to make that transition because I had over 18 years of banging, and individuals knew that I committed my all to it. Versus somebody who, if they come in for let's say 18 days or 18 months, they might not just be like, yo, I'm leaving, but be like, nah, you gotta take like 5 deals or something like that, right? I mean, we see dudes get smothered out in the yards like that, like, right? But I think that question is a fair one. But like, I want to ask brothers like Jay Burton, like, yo, Jay, like, for the brothers that come from neighborhoods and stuff like that, like, you come from Nickerson Gardens where the gang subculture is like entrenched and permeates that environment. Like, that's what y'all grew up on. For us, we didn't necessarily grow up on gangs, so to speak. So what about a young brother or a young sister that grew up in Nickerson Gardens and they blooded, but they don't want to do that no more? What are some of the pressures that they face versus somebody like on our side that they might not necessarily face that type of pressure? There is pressure, but perhaps if they just moved to another neighborhood, they wouldn't be faced with that. If somebody from Nickerson Gardens, they stuck there. So how does that look from that angle?
Well, okay. One of the toughest things that we have to bear is peer pressure. Peer pressure. Without the peer pressure, you can walk away. But as a bounty hunter, you basically in that for the rest of your life. But you can grow out of it.
I didn't hear that.
You can,
as a what?
As a bounty hunter, hunter blood, you in that for the rest of your life until you do something that's going to X you up out of it. There are other things like what Moshe said. He converted to Islam. That's a way. But we better know that you're serious about what you're doing. And for the most part, we usually grow out of it. Like you say, you done did enough. Even if it wasn't no putting in so-called work, but you put in work in other areas, as you done helped a lot of people in the community. But you just happen to be one of the ones that wasn't the front line type dude that was on the street stuff. But we seen that you did a lot of other stuff that helped the homies. Well, I don't want to incriminate stuff, but you might have did things that really didn't require you to be in the street. Yeah. But you said you was from bounty hunter. You got put on, or you grew into it. But for the most part, as a bounty hunter, that's a life. You committed your life to that. But you don't have to participate in the gang activity of it. You could become a member. But once you know your membership never retires until you do something foul, then you X'd out. But you will always be a member of the bounty hunters, no matter what. I remember there was a time that I thought that I could step back. I thought that I didn't put enough work on these prison yards that I could step back. But you know what they told me? You can't step back. And I had to respect the game because I get what I signed up to. And a lot of us don't really get what you're signing up to. But
listen, in your case, you just now said, I thought that I could step back after all the work I put in.
Yeah.
And you was like, and they was like, hold up. You ain't know about this right here. And pull this on the table.
Yeah, the cultural thing is different. Like he explained though.
You know what I'm saying? Bylaw number such and such say this shit for life. You're like, hold up, I ain't know this shit when I signed up.
Yeah.
Hey, Mikey.
See, the thing is, you don't gotta be. What he explained, you ain't gotta be involved in gang activity.
Yeah, you don't have to be involved in gang activity.
You just from the hood.
Yeah, that's the difference.
From the hood. So, brother X trying to say something, but yeah, that's basically like I said, when they told me that, they remind me that, damn, this is actually what I signed up for. But the thing is, I don't have to partake in the gang activity aspect of it. I know I'm from bounty hunter. And one thing about me, they know I have a lot of influence when it comes to dealing with people. Like, say, for instance, we got some Crip stuff going on, some Mexican stuff, whatever going on. They know I have enough influence to go to these people and communicate a peace. So the thing is, I don't have to partake in the activity of the gang lifestyle, but because I'm still in prison and I'm still on active yards, I still know my role. Because at the end of the day, whether if we're about to go to war with the Crips or we're about to go to war with the Mexicans, they're gonna see a blood. They're not gonna see a guy that step back. But like I say, Moshe, like what Moshe did say, if I was to convert to Islam, Christianity, or whatever it may be, I better be serious about that. Because they're gonna come in. You check this out. What you doing? We see you faking with that.
Seriousness can get you out.
Yes, if you're serious about if you're serious about what you're doing, for the most part, most of them will respect you. If you gracefully bow out, but you do something that's bettering your situation and yourself, then you can gracefully bow out, long as you're doing something that's bettering yourself. Mm-hmm. But if you're doing something, you're about to do something that's just as shaky, you're not going nowhere. They're gonna knock you down. But brother Minister X wanted to say something. Yeah.
Come on, Mr. X.
So I'm trying to be fast because my camera keep going out. But I want to introduce y'all to one of my comrades, Ascari X, who was part of the mass hunger strike, and he helped implement the agreement to end hostilities, which we now have a curriculum that we putting inside of the schools, inside of the mosques, the churches, and we actually created an AEA strategic street.
This shit going in and out.
Don't even worry about it. But that's when I retired, the East and the West Coast is a little different on, bylaws and what can go on and what can happen. Mm-hmm. But what I understand about that is seriousness. When I was an elder, when I was running shit in the yard in prison, I seen some cases came to me where guys wanted to leave for certain circumstances, and they were.
So here go Minister Floss right here, y'all.
Come on, all right, where you at?
Hey, here go Minister. Hey, y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, this Minister King X again. Y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. Yeah.
I want to introduce y'all to my brother Scary X.
All right, bro. Put him on. Warrior X.
Where you at?
Yeah, Scary X on the phone right now. He about to tell y'all about his history with gang violence and how to combat it.
All right.
Is that my Ascari?
Is that his Ascari?
Scar.
We got some Ascaris over here too.
Yeah.
They can hear you.
Is that my
Y'all
Ascari?
can hear him?
Huh? No, we can't hear him. Is that my Ascari?
We can't hear him, bro.
Okay. That's my Ascari, y'all.
You can't hear him?
He's actually one of my big homies. Hey, tell him to speak up.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Tell him we can't hear him, bro.
Can't hear him, bro.
Can't hear him, bro.
Just tell him to send a link and block his face. He don't want to be seen because he's a
hold on. Hey, hold on. They saying they can't hear you, so I'm about to resend the link. This shit going in and out, man.
His device is not connected, bro.
Tell him I ain't got the script. Look, let me respond to this right now.
My man getting kites and all that. It's real behind the wall. You see that shit?
That's real prison life right there, y'all.
It's a real prison life. You know
but that's why I had said something about that earlier, though, Mikey B. I wasn't saying it for no other reason to just express to the youth that the shit y'all doing out there right now could lay you in there where he at for 33 years. That was the whole point of me asking him how long he was in prison for. For y'all who don't know, he's been in prison since he was 16. He's 49 years old. 33 years of imprisonment for a crime he did not commit. And the reason why I asked him what he was in there for, he's in there for a gang killing that he did not do. There's a long story into that. You know, the facts prove all that. But right now, I was just trying to demonstrate and illustrate with clarity for anybody who has any doubts about what we're saying. What we're trying to save you from is them 33 years that this man is doing right now.
Facts.
And if y'all can't understand that, I don't know what to tell you.
And they don't care. It don't even be crazy because they don't even care if we did it. The thing is, there's one, just like when the little baby got, they snatched 20-something people up. All of them is being charged.
Yeah.
For one homicide.
So we got clear that, a guy that wants to leave a gang, if he has somebody to support him, an elder, OG to come and help speak for him, that's something that can be done. If he's serious about the new life that he's choosing, that can be done as well. Give me some more clarity so we can move on to the next question. Give me something else we talked about, Moshe. Moving. If you leave and go to
Yeah. Relocate. Go get you a job.
Job. They might want your pension in the gang. Hold up.
No. Look. Ain't no relocation. No, look. Ain't no relocation doesn't take your gang status away. You relocate, you report back to the hood. They not trying to hear that you done moved out.
Mississippi, where nobody knows me. What are you talking about?
Because it ain't that serious.
I'm in Mississippi.
Hey,
so seriousness. Back to the next question. The next question would be, the youth that's moving through these gang territories that are neutral. How can they be safe, even if they might live in a gang territory and they might not be part of the gang? How can we ensure the safety of those kids? And what are the methods that we use to do that?
That's deep one right there, brother.
All right.
That definitely depends on a whole lot.
Yeah.
Ask that question again, Mikey. That question was deep, man.
That was a deep one, bro. Yeah. That was deep, bro.
This question for the panel is: young kids that live in gang territories or are just moving through gang territories that are not in gangs, that are neutral? How do they do that in a peaceful way and know how to keep their safety? Today I talked to, just to give y'all some insight into that. Today I talked to a couple of youths today on my job between the ages of 15 and 18. And one kid, the kid that was neutral, said, he was 15. He said, yeah, we can move through certain places. I'm neutral. I can go through certain places. But then there's certain places that I can't go. I can't hang there. I might could just go through if I'm walking to another area, but I can't hang there because these areas, these guys are like, yo, what are you doing here? What's going on? Why you can't play here? You can't be here. And the other guy, he said, sometimes you can't even move through these areas at all.
Hey, excuse me, y'all. Hey, I got some gang leaders, actually a co-founder of the Crips at the door, and some of the OGs. Hey, come here, gang. Y'all, he's a co-founder of the Crips, y'all.
What's up, y'all?
These. Hey, yeah, this one of the co-founders of one of the LA Crip gangs, y'all.
Yo,
y'all hear
everybody? What's up, man? What's going on, man?
Hold on, before I talk out loud on the microphone.
Hey, okay, speak, gang.
What's up, man? I see y'all, boy.
Peace and
You
blessings.
are who you are.
Yo, man, everything healthy, my brother, man. How you doing, bro?
I'm all right. Your brother be 67 on the 21st of this month. I'm the founder of the crypto. I did it behind it.
You can't hear him. It's staticky. You can't hear him. It's staticky, bro. It's breaking up.
Say something about the co-founder or something.
Hey, he's the co-founder of some of the Crip gangs in LA. Hey, come here.
How long
yeah, co-founder. He's 60. How long? Tell him about your prison stay.
Okay, yeah, like this time, man, guess what, man? I'm out here. I'm with this white girl, man.
No. How long you been in prison? Fuck all that.
Okay,
not the white girl story. Man, I'm out here with this white girl, man.
On this particular case, I've been down like 20.
He said particular case. Hey, come here, Capone. He been down 22 years on this case, but he been. Hey, I don't know what's that. Hey, look, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
This man, tell him who you ran with.
We can't hear him. When you move the phone, Jay, bro, we can't hear him.
Oh, fuck. Okay, you talking loud, but he can't hear you. Go ahead, say it.
I said, Tookie is my real homeboy. I'm from New Orleans. His name is Stanley Williams. My name Leonard Williams. That's my real homeboy. We from New Orleans.
He talking about Tookie, that one that co-founder.
Barefoot Pookie, Michael Conception.
No. I was telling you about the Black Panthers. Who you?
Oh yeah, Geronimo taught me everything I know.
Geronimo Pratt, for y'all don't know.
Geronimo Pratt, man. Last man standing. Yeah, we know him.
Yeah. That's he ran with them. Hey, come here. Now. Here go one of the triple OGs from Hoover Crip. Hey, come here. Come right here. Let them see you. This one of the triple OGs been down 40-something years. How many years you been down, Capone? You been down 40 years? Who are you?
My name's Capone. I'm from Westside Hoover.
Westside Hoover Crip, y'all.
Every day of the week.
Yo,
these are some of the elders.
Yo, they violating our brothers.
Can y'all hear?
They violating, man.
Yeah,
they wilding, man.
Y'all hear
the brothers? Wilding on the brothers over there.
He said, hey, what are they doing? Oh, he opening it? Tell him open it. Hey, look. How y'all doing?
They about to open the cell. You got the cell.
Blood and Chris right here.
Yeah, real. Look, this kid is big.
We the people.
This kid is.
Hey, he in my cell. We got a Crip in the cell with me, so y'all know this is how we do it.
This how we do it.
One of the founders of the Crips, y'all.
Yeah.
What's some of that?
Hey,
he go a young Crip, y'all. Hey, these
you have to give a message to the people out there.
These are real like gang leaders right here. But we're trying to get the youth.
Yo, we locked in.
Here go another Crip after this.
So we locked in, man. Hit the like button, man. We in LA. We in the cell. We got Crips, the founders. We got big homies, blood.
Yo, Jay Burton.
For real.
Hey, yo, Jay.
I want them to see this is what we do.
We got students of
That's what
Geronimo
we do,
Pratt.
man.
Tell Cheddar to come here.
Hey, Lorenzo about to come in too, y'all.
Here go one of the young keyways, y'all. This is one of the young ones for the youth that's looking at this. For the youth that's looking at this, he y'all age. I'm showing you.
I'm 4 years old. I look
You
young.
young ass. You
Born 1982, man. You know, I came to prison late. That's all.
That's what the young always. He want to be older.
I ain't older. I'm a youngster, man.
I know you young, motherfucker.
Yo, live from the jail, man.
This is serious, man.
Live from hell, man. We got the founders.
This is serious, man.
This is
here go my boy Cheddar. He's a real Damus.
Like, subscribe, and share this shit, man.
Damus, they all over the country. So what we doing? We trying to show them. Y'all see how we do it in here?
Salute, bro.
These are the gang, my nigga. Man. Salute to the peoples, man. Salute to the bros, man.
Free the bros.
Hey, yo.
But he got a chance to message though, man. Them being on there.
No, free the bros, man.
Indeed, my good people.
Because they out there bugging.
Yo, we coming to California, man.
I'll do that later, Cheddar.
Yo, we coming to pull all y'all down to the visit.
Facts.
Huh?
We gonna y'all get visits over there?
Yeah, we get visits. Hell yeah, we do all that. But we just not getting them back because of the COVID stuff. But yeah, we get visits. So I'm letting y'all see my influence that I got up in here. I bring the, I bring them small to the door. When I tell them come, they come.
That was epic, bro.
Y'all get these strippers? Please send us some strippers up there, yo.
We nation, bro.
Y'all see this clapping going on out here? Y'all might have a heart attack.
You know the crazy thing, and I think what's important. Yo, I think
somebody asked when they get JoeyP.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yep.
I think what's important, man, what Jay just did, man, is that we get an opportunity to see these young brothers and sisters that's out there, man. Listen, like there's consequences to your actions, and I think that's what's important throughout this right here. Like the brothers showing brothers that's been locked up for 40 years. He Westside Hoover. You got the other brother, man. He LA Crippin. These is brothers, man. That's been in jail 40-something years. That was running with Stanley Tookie Williams, and they've been influenced by Geronimo Pratt. They know Raymond Washington and all these. Listen, man, this thing's serious. It's not a game. So
not no game.
There are consequences, and I'm glad that you're doing that, Jay, because I want the brothers and sisters out there that's tuned in to We Locked In to know. Listen, man, we're not here to promote the prison yard, but we've got experiences so that we can basically let y'all know that when you live that lifestyle, you run around here, you want to claim this lifestyle.
No, we all promoting the prison yard to a certain extent because they on here. But we promoting the right thing.
No, I'm not.
This
I'm
brother
not saying
in prison,
that.
he's a founder of Black Lives Matter. So we all promoting that. You got good brothers in prison that are coming out to the community and doing good things.
Nah. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that
we gotta promote that.
The youth may not understand the breadth. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the youth may not understand the breadth of their actions. And somebody alluded to that point earlier that they may be involved with, they might not know the bylaws of what they're getting themselves involved in until it's too late.
It was too late.
So I'm not saying that we're not promoting the fact that brothers are positive examples because they changed their lives, but they shouldn't have to go to jail and spend 40 years of their lives in prison to get to that point. What I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
For individuals that's tuned in, they should be able to say, yo, damn, there's consequences to that. Do I really want to be associated with a lifestyle where my life is on the line with a point where I could be locked up for the rest of my life for being a part of something that I might not really believe in, is what I'm saying.
Seven guard, they get JoeyP over there, seven guard. But now I'm just talking about the facts of this though. Regardless if people are in prison, some people in prison are innocent. So we are promoting the prison yard. We are promoting dudes doing positive things in prison. The brother's he's the founder or the leader of the Black Lives Matter chapter in LA. We are promoting that, and let me tell you something. What else we're promoting is what you see Bloods and Crips on the West Coast that are founders that get along with each other. So y'all should be taking their examples and getting along on the streets.
Real fact.
Hey, so that was a good one right there, Mike. That was beautiful, Mike.
With all this stuff, all this blue and red, all this blood and Crip started, in the West Coast, those guys over there that founded all this stuff are getting along, and we on the other side of the world, on the other side of America, are beefing, or we beefing, and they getting along, and they started the whole shit. So now we gotta promote that. They gotta understand
that's a great point. That's a great point.
They gotta see that perspective, and we gotta promote that. That's something that we have to promote. Anybody doing anything positive, we gonna bring them up on this platform, and they got a platform with us. If they in prison, if they out of prison, we get in touch with everybody. If they old, if they young, they can come and we locked in. We're your voice. We're gonna share your voice. We're gonna share your story. We're gonna share your words. We're gonna share your outlooks. As long as
I'm saying, like, so all right. Here's another question. So let's just, I mean, this goes to panel again. So is MelKross still there?
I don't see MelKross.
Oh, MelKross pulled out. All right. So this is another question to the panel, right? So are the youth even paying attention to what it is that we're saying? Like, is there a disconnect between the youth and the elders?
Hey, let me answer that.
And that's gang banging youth.
So I think that, for sure, it's a culture shock. I think that the communication, you gotta have something as a carrot and a stick. You gotta, Elijah Muhammad said, you gotta come to them in their own language. So if you come to a man and a woman, or youth, I should say, in their language, that's why we've been using culture and arts as an apparatus to push the message, right? Because we know today that the art is polluted with violence. We know that the art through Hollywood, that Hollywood is our enemy. Straight up, right? This mainstream shit is talking about murder, kill, and that's the culture, and that's what polluted the culture. So when we talk about the elders, this right there with Jay Burton, I just left that yard with Jay Burton. I know every one of them dudes he just showed y'all. I walked 180 yard, level 4 yard with a lot of these dudes in California, as well as the Fed. So I didn't have relationships with brothers on the East Coast and New York, from DC to Texas, and everywhere I done been, nobody wants hostilities. Nobody wants violence unless smoke is brought to your table. But they're not going to be able to communicate on a level if they don't know the narrative. All they know, if they been presented with kill, murder, the gangster. That's why when I came home, I did them 2 pieces, San Quinnex, for the elders and gangster revolution, letting them know, look, change your gangster mentality to a revolutionary mentality, meaning get your bag, learn financial literacy, learn about these corporations, start your LLC. That's language that they know. They know getting the bag, but it's like, what are you gonna do with the money before you get it? Then we tell them, okay, now write your story. So one of the elders that I try to bring on, Ascari, he actually was one of my mentors inside. I'm from Oakland. I'm not a Crip or Blood. I'm all power to the people. But you know, when I'm on the concrete jungle and you dealing with other cultures, other races, they don't care about that. You see what I'm saying? If they coming at you, they coming at blacks. So now that we started this agreement to end hostilities behind the walls, we got Southsiders, we got Northerners, Keyways, Damus, everybody adhering to this out here in society. We got kids right here on the hunger strike in Oakland because they shutting the schools down. So it's changing. It's becoming a culture. And what I wanted to read to y'all, if before my mic cut off, one of the elders just sent me a curriculum how we can implement the agreement out here, and I'm gonna share it with y'all in the email. But let me read it off so we can see if we could correlate to what he's saying as far as language. It's a
go ahead, man.
It's a brief understanding of gang violence, how to end hostilities out here in society. It is destructive and non-productive while preventing the inhabitants living in the gang-infested neighborhoods from excelling culturally, economically, socially, and politically. Domestic street gangs aren't just reactionary, they are the cannon fodder for fascism. Gang violence is an ideological death for the community. It is self-justifying, self-defeating, self-perpetrating, and self-annihilating against impoverished people. It is a war of the obsolete man and the obsolete man for the spoils of inferiority and powerlessness. The domestic gangs are persuade occupations force that is instrumental in the disease of ethnic cleansing and cultural genocide of the have-nots. Gang violence will merge with other types of ideological violence, such as sexual violence, racial violence, irrational violence, macho violence, inhumane violence, chance violence. So these are just some of the triggers to identify microaggression, anxiety, all these things that lead to hostilities that escalate. We got to have a curriculum for these kids to understand when they talking about shutting these schools down. Then we move in with platforms like this right here and bring it forward. And we got to be aggressive the same way that we promoted hostilities. We got to promote peace as the new cool. We got to tell brothers, when you come inside the prison for raping our little women, our brothers and sisters out here in society of their rights to live, and when we looking at life as being cheap, and then we can't award them when they come to jail talking about, oh, that's the homie, he put in work. That shit ain't putting in work, homie. When you do a drive-by and you hit a little kid, that ain't putting in work. We got to say that's facts. That ain't real work, bro. Real work is doing what you know you should be doing, manning up. But we don't know that when we've been introduced to a particular culture of hostilities. And we know that now when you got elders that's right there with Jay talking about, yeah, I'm a Kiwi, I'm a Damu, and this is my brother. We finna bust a spread together. If the yard go down, we gonna ride together. We got to be able to tell that truth. We can't award nobody coming to prison for murdering our people in the neighborhood, because I'm gonna tell you straight up, them white supremacists, them Aryan Brotherhoods, they don't do it. You go in prison and rape a woman in the South Side of the community, they gonna put you down. So we got to make that part of our politics. We got to say, that ain't cool, bro, because we got to think about our nieces and nephews, our sons and daughters that's growing up into that culture. And I think that's why this platform is so valuable right now for us to tell the truth right now, that we really boots on the ground. I'm still young, so I'm able to go right here in the hood and meet some of my comrades' sons and daughters, and also they remember me because I'm from here, and I'm able to not shove it down their throat, but be inclusive and have a diverse platform to ask them how they feel. How could we really implement this in no flex zone? You know, so I think it's about the narrative.
Yeah, and can I elaborate? Can I elaborate just a little something on? I want people to understand something. When we speak of gangs, don't think of a gang as just a blood and a crip. Them are not just gangs. You got people say, well, I'm not a blood or a crip, so I ain't a gang. Anything, a gang is people, two or more who commit crimes together, whatever it may be. So when we speak of trying to indoctrinate our youth with a different message, we got to figure out what is effective and what is cool, and how we can make the positive cool, because it's hard to make the positive cool. Minister Eric, you was here when we was on the yards when the Bay Areas and the Crips went up. See, the Bay Areas and the Bloods, they run together over here, and they allies. And when something like that happens, I remember I was one of the ones I had to get between the Bay Areas and the Crips, but it still went up. But the thing is, let me think where I'm going with this. We got to figure out a way to get to the youth. That's why I be trying, every time I do this stuff, I try to bring Crips to the cells so they can see what's actually going on in here. What's actually going on in here is not no gang banging on each other. People are part of gangs, but in here it's a thing about respect. Now, if we can utilize this same form of respect and discipline on the streets, when you run across an op, you're gonna give them a pass because you're not tripping in here on it. But when it comes to them, like he was saying, them Southsiders, for those that don't know what that means, in the northern, them are Mexican gangs. when it comes to them, we have all the respect in the world for them. So well, let me run into somebody that look like me. I'm gonna knock his ass down. And that's sad that we've been indoctrinated with so much self-hate. It's time that we change the whole narrative of what a gang member is. We don't supposed to be like knocking each other down the way we knocking each other down, especially now. Especially now because we got the information. The information is here. The facts is here. Y'all done seen me use my voice and what respect that I have on these lines to get different gangs, different Crip gangs that don't even get along, all them to the door. And the reason why I bought that so they can see what's really going on in here. Yeah, the Crip stepped all in myself. So if it was really on like that, none of that would have been made possible. So if we could do it in here, why can't we do it out there? And I'm not trying to reach this no one person. I'm trying to reach 1,000 of them because we are in trouble right now.
Right.
Go ahead.
I got something to say.
Come on. You ain't speak all night. Come on, man.
I think you mentioned earlier, one is the sense of purpose. They don't have that, right? Two, systematically, once they took the men out of the household, the kids didn't have any fathers and all that growing up with, right? So I don't have no father, no one there but my mother. I'm not really gonna likely to respect any other man. So it's easy for me to hurt someone that looked like me because the one that looked like me was never there to support. And that's a big thing that we miss. So that's just the legal system. When they took that out of the family household, they did that strategically. And that gap has never been fulfilled back from that time. It's just an ongoing thing. But one thing, like I said, they had no sense of purpose. No one loved me. No man loved me. No one was there. So now they go into the people who they feel love them, for whatever the reason is, good or bad. So most times we find common purposes and the things we dislike, one of the things that we like. So that's just part, I can say. But it's systematically, it's like, it's not going to happen overnight. We got to get up on the times. We got to be able to relate our language the way they speak now. And a lot of times as older men talking to younger men, we always talking at them or down to them. We're not speaking the way they speak. So although we have the right intention, we don't have the right communication, and it's not effective.
Hey, could I respond to that? Most of us didn't grow up with a man in the house, and we use that a lot. And it does play a role. But at the same time, I grew up with many men, and them men were in the streets. So I wanted to be like them guys in the streets. But at the same time, everybody in the hood didn't get caught up. What about those in the hood that didn't get caught up and that didn't have no male figure? I'm going back to the brother. I didn't get your name. I apologize for that.
Yeah, I'm not saying overall that's the case, but more often than not, you'll find it. So a man is not just a male figure, right? It's one of his supportive, protective, providing, teaching, learning, not just being there, right? So now if I have different male figures in my life that's not doing right, that doesn't make them a man. It's a society figure, right? You were just there, but you had no real purpose. Because you had no purpose, you couldn't really show me a purpose. So you're right, it's not that them being there or not having it there, but for the most part, you'll find that, and that leads to trauma that we didn't talk about, for someone not being there. So it's a bunch of things. There's no one clear answer. There's no one clear way to fix it. It's a case-by-case basis, but it's things that we have to switch in order to even get to that point.
And one of the things, excuse me, Mike, I got to get on him real quick. Not get on him, but get with it. Let me explain something to you.
Hey, Burton, let me redirect real quick because I wanted to tell you something before he even went.
Okay.
You brought those Crips to yourself, right?
I did. Oh yeah, yes, sir.
The only thing I seen in that was great for the culture and great for the community to see this.
Yes.
Being that y'all are all OGs, y'all founders of the sets. These guys on the East Coast is repping. They repping these hoods that y'all founded over there.
Right.
Y'all don't have any hostility amongst y'all over there.
No.
These kids still have hostility over here. Somebody in the chat said that promoting gangs. The gangs are here. They're not going anywhere.
No.
So what we have to
They're going
learn
nowhere.
is deal with the gangs that are already in our communities that were here before Bloods and Crips, because we had gangs in New York. we had different gangs, 7 Crowns, Decepticons,
Warriors,
Guns, Warriors,
18.
Come on, we had all kind of gangs in New York. So we're not gonna just say because it was no Bloods and Crips here that there was no gangs. There have been gangs in New York. There always were gangs in New York. There were gangs in New York before black people populated New York from the South. You had Italian gangs, you had Polish gangs, and other gangs like that.
Jewish.
All right, but I said that to say this.
Everything up when he come in.
One of the biggest YouTubers
Everything
had a problem with us former Bloods or whatever dudes want to see us as, bringing Blue Boy onto the platform and rolling the red carpet out for him. Hassan Campbell was that individual that had a problem. He said, them dudes, look at them. They supposed to be Bloods. Of course, we trying to show these kids in the street that a well-known Blood, a well-known Crip, when we were all active Bloods in the yard, that he respected us and that he messed with us, that we all mess with each other to give these young kids in the street a different view of the reality of what's going on. While you killing each other in the community, we chilling in prison together and we was calling the shots. You understand that? So, like I said, one of the biggest YouTubers, I'm gonna name him, Hassan Campbell, he had a problem with Blue Boy coming on WeLockedN, which is predominantly former Bloods, right? Former East Coast Bloods. And he had a problem with that. You know why? Because people like Hassan, they claim to be for the community, but he's really not. Because he knows if there's no hostility, he has no show. His show is built on the destruction of the community, not solutions to help the community.
Yeah.
So for him to be mad, for Hassan Campbell to be mad that we bring a script up here and that we showing that we all can get along, obviously he's a person that want to see the destruction of the community and he want to see brothers bang against each other, obviously.
Brother, this is the word that he is. He is what we call an agent provocateur. He's an agent provocateur. Those who don't have no understanding of what an agent provocateur is, an agent is a person that works for the government. A provocateur, the word provocateur is a word provoke. So what he do as an agent, he goes into our circles, and what he do, he provoke us to trip on he provokes all kind of bullshit. He stirs shit up. And that's when, so whoever he's working for, usually the government, they can do what they can do. So when that agent provocateur seen that you was bringing peace and harmony amongst the gang lifestyle, people talking about, you know, what it was like in the culture and everything, and how they basically respecting each other, this agent provocateur had to find some way to stir some craziness up in that.
And that's something. And he told his gang life. He told his gang life in the streets and how much a shooter he is and all this and all that. But really, I don't know him. I never heard of him in prison. I don't know him. I mean, personally, I don't know.
It doesn't matter. Anybody could be a shooter. A 5-year-old can run around shooting up some shit. He's an agent provocateur. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's the type that works for the government. Remember, he works for the government. Like when you get the Bloods and Crips together, I'm gonna just say opposing gangs together. What they do, they put their agent provocateur in there and start shooting up shit. And then next thing you know, everybody back beefing again. He's an agent provocateur. So we got to be alert and aware of who our enemy are. Our enemy, for the most time, looks just like us. He's an agent provocateur, and y'all need to put his ass on blast.
You know what that else though? That's capitalism. He capitalized on us.
What made me say that was even a lot of Crips used to come in our chat and act like we had hostility against Crips. But y'all know the history of Blood on the East Coast as opposed to the West Coast. We came about because of the oppression of Latin gangs and the police. You know what I'm saying?
What did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss?
No, after we spoke on what the brother Jay Burton did and brought all the Crips to the cell. I just spoke on the fact that, you know, other YouTubers are speaking against us. One of the biggest YouTubers bringing a Crip onto our site, and all we showed was the real unity that we had with Crips, big Crips, OGs, you know, when we were gang banging. You understand what I'm saying? Which is something like these communities need to see OGs like ourselves in hostilities, like they did on the West Coast, like we did a lot on the East Coast. Because let me tell you something, it's a lot of beef that still goes on with the Crips in prison, but the Latin Kings and the Netas don't even have a problem living nowhere, and that's the whole reason why Bloods came about on the East Coast.
Yeah, but who are you making reference to?
I'm making a reference to Hassan Campbell and what he had to say about us bringing Blue Boy onto the platform.
Oh yeah, I mean, first of all, in regards to, you know, his comments, Hassan Campbell in this case, I mean, he's not in a position to even question anything that we do, and let's make that clear.
Facts.
Nothing that we do. I don't care if it's eating popcorn, or I don't care if it's eating pumpkin seeds. You know, he's not a credible messenger or anybody to even question whatever we say. So that's number one. Number two, in regards to who we embrace and how we embrace them, that's none of his damn business. All right. You know, what we do is, you know, our time, and what we're trying to do is trying to uplift our people and do the right thing. And whatever he's doing, wherever the hell he at, then he could take care of his business wherever the hell he's at, right? That's his business. You know, so I think a lot of times what happens is that, you know, individuals just want to have, you know, a narrative to speak about, and that's all right. You know, these platforms are for that. But when it comes to speaking about the issues that we're addressing on a daily basis, sometimes individuals just need to stay in their damn place. All right, do their homework first before you offend the wrong people. I mean, other than that, man, you know, we're gonna do the right thing, man, and try to bring our people together, because we know that ultimately, man, this thing we doing is serious, man. Our babies are dying in the streets. We're working to do everything in our power to try to uplift them. We're in the communities that, you know, we live in. We say that. I mean, we know that we're doing the work that we speak about. We're not just sitting up here talking about it. And if that was the case, I mean, it's not like we on TV, you know what I'm saying, talking about it and we're not really doing it. It's really not nobody's business of what we're doing, but we just choose to use these platforms because we understand that these platforms are very important for us to be able to propagate the message across the airwaves. So to anybody that's out there listening, you know, we got work to do. And if you're sincere about really, really tapping in, man, you know, tune in, because there's a lot more at stake here. There's a lot more work being done behind the trenches. Like KK stated, you know, you got brothers like the minister here, you know what I'm saying? You got JoeyP, you got Mikey B, you got myself, and MelKross, among other individuals. You got Jay Burton working on the inside. Like, there's a lot of work being done. Nobody's sitting here condoning senseless violence amongst our youth, our people. We know what that looks like. We know what that leads to. But we have a serious job to do. And any agent provocateurs that's trying to disrupt that process through you know, little TV, YouTube games, that's just for the network. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, we know what we have to do, Mikey. You know what I'm saying? We know the work that's essential. Let's get down to work and leave these clowns on the side. Real talk. But I hope I didn't miss a lot trying to come into the crib.
No, you didn't miss much, but I was just like, I like to just show the correlation, so it's always in the record of what we presenting to the community. That's very important. I don't want these teachable moments to go over the head of the viewers, and on the playback, I want to make sure that the images that we are portraying, that everybody is getting the right story and getting the story that we are trying to portray, because we are telling a story here. You know what I mean? We are sending out messages to the community. And it's important that we voice these messages and that we send them the right way, and we're consistent in our messaging. So that's all. That's why I bring y'all brothers up here. I know what y'all about. You know what we about. We working for the unification of our people. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And that's all colors, all gangs, all people. We trying to unify our people. That's what we trying to do. You know, we all took different routes to get here, but we all here now. You know. So
let's talk about these programs that we are a part of. Because
I only have a few minutes left.
It was crazy. We broke down a lot of stuff today.
Excuse me, Joe. I only have a few minutes left because of my circumstances. But I want y'all to know that we got something going on with this hashtag Free J Burton movement. You know, my Instagram for those who want to join what we got going on. My Instagram is Freedom for J Burton. Freedom, the number 4 J Burton. We also, I want y'all to be ready for this project that we got going on under the No Comrades Left Behind. We got another movement called No Sisters Left Behind. So we're about to be doing a lot of big things, y'all. And y'all check out my comrade, Minister X, aka Podface. He got an album out, y'all. Y'all need to check out his stuff. He got an album, he got a song out there with Scarface. And he's not what you would call a rapper. He's a poet. I let him tell you, he got his activist going on. For those who are not familiar with that, that's art and activism put together. And he's very serious with what he do. And we got this thing called the Rich Mindset. We're about to do some big things, y'all. I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be real big. And I'm telling you, this is for y'all don't know. This is not just We Locked In. This is the We Nation, WE.
That's right.
From the west to the east and everything in between. With that, I got to tune out. I love you, brothers. And like Biggie always say, this is my new sign out. If you don't know, now you know.
Now you know.
Peace out.
Now you know.
I'll let you brothers.
Free J Burton, man. Free J
Have a
Burton.
good night, my brother.
Love you,
Take
brother.
care of yourself, man.
J Burton.
Certain. All right now. Peace out.
So let's talk programming, Mikey. Like, I mean, you know, Minister X, JoeyP. What's the brother up here name right here? What's your name, brother?
Kim.
Yeah, you've been kind of quiet, man. What's going on? You all right?
He spoke a little while ago when you was gone. He was going in.
You missed the action.
So I want to speak about programs, like the programs that we all are a part of. I mean, we all know individually what we're doing, and we do know to a large extent what we're doing collectively, right? At least some of us in that respect. So are our programs, have we been seeing any significant progress? Now, I'm going to answer this question before I pass the mic off. So we just got our data back. And as you guys know, I'm the assistant director for 4 programs in Brooklyn. One is this program called Neon Works, right? And we work in Brownsville. So our data just came back over the last couple of months for the first and second quarters ending 2021. And we're doing some remarkable work, right? So the metrics, the data, I mean, the quotas that we were supposed to be meeting, we have not only exceeded those expectations. I won't say we have far exceeded those expectations, but we're doing a lot of work with being given a little. So it's a testament to the people that are doing the work. All right. It's more to the people doing the work than the resources that have been provided to us. So I guess my question that I'm asking you guys is, are the programs that we are a part of, the organizations that we're working with, are they actually effective? Are they actually reaching the youth? Are they actually reaching their metrics, whatever your goals are, objectives? Are they really an effective tool to get us to where we're trying to get as it pertains to the youth?
So I could respond to some action items that we've been taking. If nobody else didn't want to go before me,
I'll say
anybody can answer that question, Minister. It's just
my program directly just deal with homeless individuals. So we're responsible with housing them, right? So in November, December, we was able to house 40 homeless individuals, which is a lot, where our quota was 20. So that means we allowed 40 people to go home to the holidays to their own place, which is good, which is effective. So we've been doing that. It's a lot of work. They're doing a lot of hiring. I work for Black Vets for Social Justice, and they hire from the community. So that means they hire a lot of individuals who are coming home from incarceration and have other barriers. So we've been effective with that.
I go after you, Joseph.
All right, peace.
Live.
Unfortunately, y'all only can see me because I got my my charger charged up. But my program that I'm a part of right now, I'm going to a master class with Kareem R. Ellis, which is the protege of Les Brown, and this program is GPS My Success. And what this program is, it reminds me that everybody needs a coach. There's nothing wrong with having a mentor. There's nothing wrong with having a coach. Someone who can coach you through the game of life, who can give you direction and show you with clear evidence that transformation is real. So the program that I established is Pitbull Principles, which is 7 laws that I created that shows and prove that what I've been through and my transition from thug, street person, whatever, to entrepreneur, book author, professional speaker, these steps can work for anybody who apply them. So the accumulation of all these different programs that I've been a part of, along with the reality that people got to eat, people really have bills, people have reality on the in front of them. So how do we transform their mindset from, hey, we could plant a seed, nurture it, and watch it come to fruition? See, that's a process, and we got to convince the people in the process. So our programs have to be hands-on, and it have to be it has to definitely reflect what we're speaking. So you can't tell a person, hey, yo, do this, and do this, and don't nothing work for them. So your programs have to be practical, and I believe my program is very practical, man. That's why I tap into people like Mikey B, Minister X, Moshe, Jay Burton, and the many multitude of other comrades we have globally, because my program is the only one that works. Mikey B might be able to touch people I can't touch. Moshe might be able to touch people I can't touch, and vice versa. So I believe all our programs is effective in in their own unique way.
Minister King, tell us about your programs.
So I'm gonna try to summarize it, right? But I'm gonna tell y'all my primary. Right here, my focus being on something that I talked to Rap earlier today. Rap is releasing agent prisoners out there in New York. So basically, we started this inside we was talking about it earlier with the agreement. I'm the co-director here at California Prison Focus. We got a newspaper, we got a zine, we got a radio station and a podcast. So that's how we get our information out. So just recently, we started what I sent y'all the action items, the AEA street team with artivists in the hostilities. So right now we got some youth, for example, some kids here at Westlake. They shut down the school with the teachers. They on the hunger strike because they about to end schools out here, predominantly black and brown communities being affected by this right here. So what we're doing right now, we're saying, all right, shut it down, but allocate those funds to these type of programs that we already have established. I'm actually inside my office where I'm about to put 4 desktops here, and we're gonna start teaching the kids activism inside and out, and how do we take the arts and bolster their voices inside and out. So what we've been doing through advocacy, we got these different organizations that we network with, All of Us in None, Drop LWAP, Ear Hustle, all these prison law office, all these different organizations. We came together to change certain policies. Like we got our voting rights when I came home through Prop 17.
Yeah, we got our voting rights over here too.
All right, so y'all know what it's time. It's time for us to unionize and start our own block. You see what I'm saying? And start.
I don't know why y'all ain't got Hood Love on that board right there, bro.
Well, y'all got to email it to me, whatever that we need to put on this board. Yeah, that's our job. We the callous. We the bridge.
We need to tap into Hood Love. Where my Hood Love had at, nigga?
I got access direct.
Where my Hood Love had at?
Organization.
Yo, Hood Love, we's about to do some things. Go ahead, bro. Keep going.
Make sure you send my hat.
I got access to any organization here in California, predominantly the Bay Area, and I can tell them about Hood Love, whatever organization y'all want me to put. We locked in, and I could bring them.
Conscious Minds.
Wherever y'all need me to bring, right? But what I'm saying, our success really being recently, the courts just ruled that arbitrarily they've been keeping our elders in solitary confinement based on false evidence. So when we was talking earlier, I was listening. A lot of dudes, you know, we was subjected to parole, snitch or die. That's how we got out of solitary confinement, through the hunger strike, through the lawsuit.
I was reading about that in the San Francisco Bay News.
Right. So some people that debrief, okay, they people gonna give them political reprieve or whatever, they gonna deal with that, right? But I'm saying right now, the courts just ruled 2 days ago that these motherfucking green walls, that's what we call them, excuse my language, because I know we're on a bigger platform. The green wall, what they've been doing arbitrarily, they was putting false documents in people's central file. And they was saying that they had confidential information just to keep them in there. And this was out of retaliation because of the worldview, because of the political activity that they was doing. So the Department of Corrections can't take credit for the hostilities. So when the hostilities ended in prison, what happened, it allowed us to do culture building, meaning we was able to do these NAA classes, alternative violence classes, because we wasn't at odds with each other. But they don't want to recognize the agreement and hostility. So what we doing out here in society, we putting it on the billboard, we putting it in the schools, we putting it on side of the bus stops, and we putting it in the hands of the governor and saying, why y'all don't want to recognize it? Because if y'all recognize it, and then these elders who established this, they could get more credit knocked off their sentence. So this is our strategic way of trying to liberate them to get more time knocked off, but they don't want to do that. So they came with super indictments. They came with stigmatizing and criminalizing people by saying, oh, this is what I was saying earlier. We don't even want to embrace the word gang. We don't embrace the word leadership, because leadership was what got us validated. So we say principled thinkers. We say organizations, because according to the Constitution, you got the right to have an organization, and you could be inside. Here in California, you could be part of an organization on outside. So fact is, we trying to combat that whole narrative and change that whole mentality of saying, hold on, when you see us, don't be afraid because we got our hoodie on. Don't be afraid because we inside of the state capitol creating bills. So that's what we doing. We actually writing new bills. We actually going inside the legislators and sitting them down and saying, remove them, the ones that's not making a difference. And we're being more impactful because it's a multicultural movement that's going on. We got Hispanics, we got men, we got women, we got everybody from all walks of life coming out here centralizing. And basically, in the next year or so, we started our own awards. I can't wait to December 7th so I can invite all y'all to our awards. We got awards where we take all the prison art, we put it on display, we take their art, we sell it, fundraising for Bayview, fundraising for Prison Focus, and actually we're starting to put those funds into the youth who've been affected, been impacted by their mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters that's incarcerated. Dorsey none, all of us in none.
That's real. You know what's crazy? I have to say this, right? I it's important that I say this. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I've been knowing Minister X for a minute now, right? A minute. And everything he's ever told me and everything he ever showed me, he backed it up. He's never told me anything that wasn't authentic. He's really putting his life on the line for these gang members that we're talking about, Moshe and Mikey B. You know, because like we made a clear point earlier when Jay showed the Crips and the Bloods together. Elders, OGs, like not just mission, soldier, like people who started the gangs, people who had sacrificed their life for 30, 40 years in prison for these gangs. And now they out there eating and drinking coffee together. The Bloods and the Crips from the 70s and the 60s and the 80s and the 90s are now eating coffee and eating donuts and drinking coffee together. So while we over here in Midwest, where I'm at in Ohio, this is real over here, they banging, it's not a game. But while we over here epitomizing what these people represented and started in terms of that label, not the gang culture, just that label, those labels. They're over there eating donuts and drinking coffee together while we out here beefing and popping each other tops. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, I think it's both.
is both beautiful but tragic at the same time.
Yeah.
I guess I want to ask, Minister X, just a question regarding the youth. So how is the work that you're doing with the Ending Hostilities platform, the program, the organization in this case, what is the impact that it's having on the youth who are most prime, the young ones who are most primed to be targeted by gangs themselves, and even the system? We know they're a threat to the status quo. So how are you guys having an impact on them? What's that looking like?
So for example, I got a brother. Let me see if I can pull this picture up right here. Sean Stone Ramsey, right? Y'all probably see him. He was behind the Loonies, 3 Times Crazy. We call him like him and Mr. Fab. We call him like Russell Simmons of the Bay Area. So what we've been doing is going out in the streets, but who's been more impactful with Stone and Mr. Fab? We've been taking our shops and we've been having study groups, right? We've been teaching these youth to understand what fascism means, because you could say that to somebody and you go over their head because that's not their narrative. That comes from a different time, right? So we go in there and break it down and say, look, when you're talking about social control, you got to be able to let this go, this material thing, and start telling them, look, although you getting your money, but don't get caught up in that material or a lifestyle. Don't surrender to capitalism in a way where it become out of control and turn into imperialism, right? Don't go over here and we're not just preaching to them. We showing them examples by bringing their sisters in here and letting them know that's your comrade, right? So we got Poor Magazine. Poor Magazine has a school where they're not even relying on the state. Majority of the grieving mothers, majority of the Hispanics that's there, that's learning English, we up in there eating together, we busting spreads, so it's proximity. We learning about each other culture. So then when the youth go out there themselves, they taking the narrative and we building. Y'all be on the rise. Look out for Lil Zahir and Amir. I'm working with Lil Zahir. I just did a single with him called Settle Your Quarrels. He only 13. He's already a leader. He already got other little kids following him. So it's more like we just out here telling the truth to the point where we got this platform, people look up to us, and we not misusing that power that we got. We don't want to mislead them to the saying, hey, look, although we've been in prison, although a lot of these guys that I speak of put in a lot of work, we telling you straight up, it's your dad. I just left your dad in prison. Your brother who got killed, that was my comrade. I'm out here trying to be inclusive to in a way of saying, bro, that ain't even cool. That's fake kicking it. Running around here trying to act like we turned up. And they're receptive to that because we sit there, whether I don't get high or nothing, but I got a lot of brothers that sit down with the youth, and they California got the Cali going on, so they may use that as a conversation piece. Or we may be in the studio and they use that. It's all about going into their zone and to their language. So when we go inside of the studio, I'm saying, okay, what does not saying nigga look like to you? Do you have to run out of that narrative? Do you have to only use the B word? And then they say, oh, that's the old way of thinking. But I said, yeah, but you just got on the radio though. You didn't get infringed. But then you look over here and you got people that know the narrative, but they promoting these hostilities, and we able to show them how to identify who's moving in the same direction, like we was just saying what Mikey D was saying about the brother. When you got people just promoting what we do, they know who to gravitate to. And then you got people just promoting anti what we doing, and then they kind of expose themselves. So the youngsters will be at my point, I'm saying, they're able to see the real from the fake all day.
Yo, I like that point. And if y'all just tuning in, I know we've been here for over 2 hours, but listen, man, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, man. Make sure you share it. There's something important about this whole conversation that we're having here. The conversation is primarily about the youth, and we know that we just can't go to the youth with empty hands. And Minister X, he brings up a valid point that look, right? And I think Mikey B alluded to this point, right, JoeyP, that you want to show them that, listen, it's all right to desire to have things, but when you become a slave to the things that you desire, and now you've allowed your base self to get the best of you, right? So I think what's important in that note is that, so how do we, I guess my question now is, so how do we engage the youth who are so quote unquote and get into the bag and get into the coin, but many of us are coming empty-handed, right? We say what we should do with the youth. The youth should listen to us. They doing this, they doing that. How are we effectively addressing them with realistic and viable solution-based programs and organizations that will allow them to flock to that, while also understanding the importance of getting to the bag, because the bag is essential. We do know that the bag is essential. I guess whoever wants to answer that question out, that's for everyone to answer.
I got a good example of that right now. I've been home 1 year after doing 22 years in prison, like we all know. And for those who don't know now, you know, right? Since I've been out of prison, I've been able to build bridges with corporate America and what they consider the hood of America. And how I was able to do that is by never asking people to do something I wouldn't do, right? Also, by being an example. When little homies and little ladies see you out there and you doing good, they don't care how you got it. They just see you doing good and you haven't lost your connection to them, you know. You haven't lost the connection to identify a thing that you and them have in common, which is swag, drip, flavor, whatever you want to call it. You can't lose that. Once you lose that, you're gone. But if a youth see you like they see me out here working hard, selling my books on the street, it's been times when they bought 5, 6, 7 books from me. Damn, big homie, you out here selling that? Yeah, I'm out here. And guess what? They respected it to the point where they bought more books than they really wanted to. But then I also seen a couple of them after I planted a couple seeds. I also seen them now grinding, selling little songs on the internet. So basically what I'm saying is you have to be the epitome of what you want them to be. You have to be the change you want them to see in America. Whatever change you want to see, you have to be. And they will respect the shit out that joint, man. I'm telling you. Real talk.
What I see from working with the youth, they respect when you have been through what they have been through. If you can't really relate to them, if you've been square all your life and they live in a criminal lifestyle, they're not really gonna listen to what, because you don't really know their struggle. Being that I was in the streets, being that, you know, I did time in prison, being that, you know, I shot a lot of guys, a lot of these young guys give me their ear. They give me their respect. I'm living in a community that I wasn't raised in. You know, and it's where I live at, it's hard. These they going at it. They going at it. They getting busy out here. You know what I'm saying? They know me. They know I'm not from here. When I speak, they know I'm not from here. Do I disrespect their customs and, you know, what they got going here? Well, of course I don't. I got a lot of respect. Am I scared to talk to these? And that's another thing. You got people that's scared to talk to these youth. They're really scared. Like, yo, you know, Moshe, I seen him. I'm talking to Moshe on live. We talk all day, me, Moshe, and KK. You know, we in the communities. We outside. You know what I'm saying? Where I live at, I'm outside. I go around, I move around because I'm not afraid of my people. So I'm really not. I understand that people are misguided and stuff goes on, but I'm not afraid of my people. You know what I mean? I ain't got no smoke with these people. I ain't do nothing to them. They don't have to worry about me. But like I said, I come to them with good information that I actually experienced. I don't come to them with things that are not realistic. Like, I'll talk to them with reality of the situations that we are presently facing. If I know you in a gang and people are getting killed and people are coming through your strip trying to kill you, how I'm gonna tell you like not to do certain things or don't live a certain way. And inside of the confines of what you're living, I'm trying to help you survive in that area. You know, these people ain't moving. They live here. They staying through it all. So they have to live. They have to learn to live with what is going on in their communities. It's wars going on in these communities, bro. It's really wars. And a lot of police don't care. Nobody don't care. They come in and sweep, lock him up, get him off the ground. You see what I'm saying? They don't care. Because they have the power to have a presence in these areas where they know that violence is going down every night, but they're not there. But when it's time to connect to protect certain property, certain areas, they are there in force because they got to protect these, you know, these people's property and certain things. But they don't want to protect our lives. So, you know, that's left to us to find inventive ways. You know, I'm on a nonviolent path. So everything I talk to these kids, I try to find the best way, the best solutions, you know, to help them live a life to disconnect from the negativity and get into the positivity. And I always, you know, we always tell them you can still keep your swag. And I'm like right now, I work a 9 to 5. I'm not in the community doing no bullshit. I'm not selling no drugs. But people say because they see me with a chain on, I'm a goon. I'm a thug. But let me tell you something. That's only them trying to keep a stamp on us. If you look a certain way, then this is what you are. This is why they killed Trayvon Martin, because he was a little black kid with a hoodie on. Right? So, just trying to attack all these everything that we got against us, man. And when they see sincerity talking to these kids, when they see you sincere, that you've been through what they've been through, and that you're not afraid to come and talk to them, then they usually listen to some things you got to say. They might not always follow, but our purpose in their lives, it might not be for them to listen at that time anyway. Right? My man Steve, the OG that came up here, before I ever went to prison, he just came home. The ski that was Aaron that was up here today, he cooked Jack Mac in his house. I was in his house when he first came home, and he was cooking jail meals for me and telling me what to do. But that wasn't my story at that time. That wasn't the plan or the purpose for my life. I would never be who I am if I didn't go through prison. I wouldn't be able here to give this information now to build WeLockedN and do what we're doing now. So we all got a purpose and a reason for being, bro. And when we're giving out these lessons and we're giving out this information to these kids, everybody's not gonna get it right there. But when they need it, it will come to them.
Whose mic is making that noise?
The minister.
Okay. Mute yourself. So
go ahead, Moshe.
No, you go ahead, Mike. You wanted to say something else?
No, I was just saying, in a nutshell, a lot of people think that just because you talk to a kid and they don't actually get it right at that minute, it's like a sounding board or chopping down a tree. It ain't the first chop or the last chop that makes the tree fall. It's all of the chops. It's the consistency of all the chops. So you can't take out one chop and say, all right, this chop was good and that chop wasn't. They all chop the tree down, all of the chops. So we all have to work and do different things to get through to these kids, because one thing might not work. They might need more help. Look at me, my life. It took me a long time for me to change my life. Even after being locked in prison with a life bid, I still went in prison and gangbanged and did other things. You understand what I'm saying? And the elders taught me throughout prison. They didn't turn their backs on me. They still say, yo, Mikey B, man, get your ass in this class. Come over here. They embrace me. And that's why I embrace all the young guys now, too. I don't turn my back on them. I don't care what they're going through. I don't turn my back because I know it's for a reason. It's a time. It's a season in their life. But go ahead, bro.
Yo, man. I'm glad that we had this conversation today. I think the brother Jay Burton stated it, man, that we're literally at war.
It's a war, bro.
We are at war, and our people are not only being targeted, because we've been targeted since this great American. Notice I'm using, this great American experiment, right?
Relax, bro.
Was constructed. We've been threatened since that, right? And even before then. So, to see us going through what we're going through, where we're targeting each other and stuff like that, it really it's troubling, especially when you see the youth going through what they're going through. So I think this discussion was needed, but more importantly, a lot of times we speak about the problems and we don't discuss the solution. So I think tonight was great, because everybody who was on this platform, we all bear witness to the work that we're doing in terms of helping to give back to the community. All of us are either founders of our own nonprofit organizations, for-profit organizations. We're doing we're working for CBOs, which are community-based organizations. Like with MelKross, he's a part of SOS with Cure Violators. Mikey B is doing great work. KK, Minister X. All of us are No Comrades Left Behind. The brother here, I forgot his name. We're just meeting, but just to see brothers
Kim.
Kim, I apologize, man. The brother Mikey B Combat who pulled up. To see us basically doing the work that's essential is important, because as long as we can bring it all together, this shows that we're really gonna make some headway. I know. Is there anything that we want to leave off before we close out the night? I know before we leave, I want to let everybody know. Listen, y'all can tap in. We listen. We making the move, y'all. We making our conscious moves. We got the hoodies. They're here. We got the red one, Conscious Mind Ventures. All right, a conscious mind makes the best moves.
Joe, I need one of them Black Lives Matter junk.
This don't say Black Lives, say Conscious Mind Ventures.
I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the BLM.
You don't want one of these?
You don't see JoeyP promoting up there?
Free Jay Burton.
Nah, that's that BLM Free Jay Burton joint. You ain't send me one of those though.
I just got him today.
Hey, Trip, bro.
Now you just got it today.
Yeah, they just came in the mail today.
Now you just got it in the mail today, right?
Hey,
long as I know,
Wallahi. Today came in the bag. I got it in the bag. It came from North Carolina.
Yo, before we close out, y'all, Minister King, go ahead. Let me see what you got, Mr. King. Let them know how you can be reached at. Tell them about your organization.
Let the listeners know, Minister King, man, where you can be reached at, emails, merchandise you might
social media, whatever,
selling social media, whatever, my brother. Let the people know.
Okay, so for the people that don't know, these is my brothers right here. We locked in, we nation. Everybody on this panel. I look at y'all with the utmost high. I respect everybody. So my platform is prisons.org, California Prison Focus. California Prison Focus is also a route to San Francisco Bayview, editor of San Francisco Bayview. And you can also hit my YouTube page and see how I interview. I'm about to start a podcast on Alcatraz. And it's basically, I want to link it in here so we can start doing interviews with the elders.
Absolutely.
I advocate for Rochelle McGee, one of the longest held political prisoners. We working with Mumia Abu-Jamal, Matula Shakur, Abdul Shakur, Louis Powell. I publish their books. And last but not least, man, like Jay was saying, I do political musicals. I don't really call what I do is rap, because I take our stories, this facts, where people could Google it or go in and find the case law on what we saying, because I'm trying to bring the curriculum back to the arts. I'm trying to take out a particular narrative, the menticide, which is a cultural genocide, trying to take that out of the arts and replace it where they could see themselves, because they got a war on history too. They trying to knock down these schools, but they also trying to end history and replace it with some just watered down. So
I've been told. I heard that they trying to knock down the Black Panther Party for self-defense office. Is that true?
Right. They trying to do that. I shared that with y'all. They doing that right here in West Oakland. So we about to combat that. They smashing on the schools. So basically what we doing, we bringing everybody in and saying, look, man, we got to create our own institutions. And this right here is the platform for that. Everything that's happening is divine.
That's right, ADB.
Yeah.
Make sure you subscribe, like, and share this shit hit, man. This is just official right here, man. Real talk, man.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, see, right now with the youth, what we need to be teaching them is not only the law and know the law, but because we need to have a replacement if we don't want them to do something, we need to teach them how to write their own grants. Because the youth got their own ideas. Let's teach them at 12 and 13 years old how to write their own grant. You know, how to start their own bank. Hey, and then it's the last thing I want to say. Two things. Everybody, they got books, please, product. I want y'all to have my address. I'll leave it there. Send me some type of example so we can promote it, so we can put it in the stores out here, so we can put y'all books in the bookstores, so I can have Fab, I can have Mr. Fab take all them hoodies or whatever you send and put them inside of there, bro. And make sure you know you got direct contact with the people so we can sell that product out here.
How do we do that? Just link up with you directly?
Yeah, you got my number now, so just link up with me directly. If y'all had to just send me a box or some shit, I'll get it there, link you in with the store so it can go straight to you and you can have direct access. I'll put boots on the ground to make sure I'm advocating all y'all product.
Likewise, I mean, as Mikey just described, so what we can do, I mean, moving forward is that if there's any programs, curriculums, if there's anything that with respect to your newspaper, your zine, anything that your podcast, Alcatraz, if you want to run it through our platform, just hit me up, hit us up. You know, we're gonna sit down, go into the war room, strategize. You know, you obviously, man, you know, we nation, so you can come up here and you know, speak whatever it is that you need to speak, because this platform will definitely allow you to do that, my brother. You know, we embrace you, we love you, and we know the work that you're doing out there, man. We really appreciate it, man. We can't wait to get out there so we can be out there together. You know, we definitely will be the Oakland.
Likewise.
That's a fact. So we look forward to that, man.
We out there.
We got an event for all of us on the 19th. We're gonna be having it's gonna be books and progressive art for Liberate Our Elders. I want to empower those who could come. And if y'all could send me a link, I could have y'all online while we doing it. Y'all can participate, show y'all books, and meet a lot of the people that's gonna get be involved. It's a lot of movement building out here, bro. It's a lot. And it's time for us to deliver our people, you know, to the righteous people, because we've been tricked enough already, right?
Wow.
And we've been letting people exploit our talent. We've been letting people come on our platforms and do stuff that's outside of what our mission statement is. So I'm loving you, brothers, man. Y'all my brothers right now. I'm gonna rock with y'all.
Absolutely.
Every time I go somewhere. I've been telling all the people about y'all already. So
thank you, my brother.
Y'all own out here. Y'all own. The rappers know who y'all is.
We about to come out there to the West Coast, man. We about to
That's a fact.
Oh,
that's a fact.
Yeah, make sure you come get me. We all go together. We're gonna go celebrate.
Y'all gotta come together, Joey. You gotta rock with them so I can host it and introduce y'all to all of us.
These my brothers, bro. These my brothers, bro. These my brothers, bro. Just like you, my brother, bro. You already know how we do. We don't just talk about it. We walk about it. You feel me?
I'm going for vacation right now.
Ooh,
we about to pull up.
For sure,
and we'll do a workshop when y'all come. When y'all come, we'll do a workshop.
Ooh, we. Yo, go ahead, JoeyP.
I'm gonna keep this brief because I want people to know that, yo, what we say is proof that you can transform your life, you can transition your life, and you can recreate your life. They have documents, they have black and white, they have so much evidence that proves this beyond a reasonable doubt. With me personally, you know, I just believe that communication and leadership skills will free anybody from their own prison, whether it's a mental prison, a physical prison, or a spiritual prison, whatever it may be. So that's where I tap into. Like that's my raising the yard tray, my reason for breathing, is to be able to assimilate the concept that if you can communicate with anybody on any level and be confident, people will admire you and give you everything you desire. See, that's the point. We have to make the transition from thinking like thugs to thinking like entrepreneurs and bosses. Think about this. Why would you want to be in a gang and your destiny is about 18 and 19 years old on a society and about 30 to 40 years in penitentiary? Think about it. Your whole life is just sacrificed. So you got to put purpose behind it. And that's what Joseph P. Lane, the movement is about, man. No comrades left behind. This is what we about because we ain't leaving nobody behind. We giving you the information. We're giving you the resources. And we're also providing the people who you would need to make your dreams come true. And this is a fact. So with that being said, like, I feel it's vital that everybody understand that building with your people around you, your peers, your community, people you grew up with, you gotta share and exchange information with each other. We can't hold it. We gotta provide it. Now, it's up to the person to do what they're gonna do with it, but you still gotta be able to provide it. Don't be the type of person that want to take all the money with you, all the information with you, because you're not being instrumental in your community like that. Information is to be given, and what that person do with it is on them. Moshe, you know, and I know we both came out of prison around the same time. You gave me information without even
1 month apart from each other.
Yeah. Yeah. We known each other since we was kids, me and Moshe, if y'all didn't know that. Right? He went down 1 month before me, unbeknownst to me, and did 22 years. I got 22 years. He came home 1 month before me, and I came 1 month after him. And you know, the things that I seen he was doing and the things I was doing, it made me realize that you never know God's plan.
Wow.
Because me and Moshe was in East New York. I'm from Brownsville. I was in East New York with him stealing starter hats and starter coats and stuff like that, breaking into the Hostess factory over there in East New York near Fairfield, right, son? Am I lying, son? This is what we was doing as shorties, right? As kids, 12, 13 years old. Now we've in our 40s. So we are living proof that anybody could change.
Yeah, that's true.
So tap into me, Joseph P. Langdon. I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. I'm everywhere. And right now I'm about to create a coaching and mentor program with Cream Ellis as well as Les Brown, the whole movement. This is real.
Whoa.
See, you never know what your destiny has for you, man. You just got to play your part, man. That's all I want to say, man. Real talk, man. Thank y'all. We locked in because I ain't going to lie to y'all. I done analyzed every YouTube channel up here, right? Since I've been out here, you know, trying to get information and not lose my drip, you feel me? And what I realized is everybody pales in comparison to what y'all got going on. And they might not want to admit that, right? But if y'all look at y'all stories individually, KK, Moshe, Mikey B. Me and Mikey B was just on live the other day. I told him his whole story from what I learned from him because I paid attention. Right? And I hope these people out here is paying attention. Because our story is going to save your life. Facts.
Wow. Mikey B.
Yo, man, y'all know Hood Love, man. We got some good music. I got some things, man. I don't want to let them out the bag, but it's about to get crazy. We ain't gonna let them out the bag.
Nah.
Hood Love Records, man.
It's about to get different.
Music. We got some big things coming for y'all. Yeah. I got a new book coming out later on this month, but we got a hell of a success story coming y'all way. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna hear about it soon, bro. But I ain't gonna keep y'all for long. You know, we up here all the time. You know, y'all can hit me up. Mikey B is free. Instagram and
Mikey
Facebook.
B is free.
You know what I'm saying? Free of all the bullshit. I'm free. I'm out here getting money. It's about to get crazy, right?
Word.
It's about to get crazy. And we all together too, y'all. Look at the beauty we had Bloods. We got Crips on our team. We got gangsters. Man, y'all brothers, man, y'all outdid yourself today, man. Real talk, man. Real talk, man. Y'all outdid yourself today, man.
You know what I'm saying? Hit me up, man.
Yo, what's up, KK? What you got to say, my brother?
Man, you never know who you can reach, man. I just want to say I'm inspired, man. Y'all all just inspired me and just make me want to work even harder. You know, we talking about how long we've been out here, and it's like month 5, about to go into month 6. out here.
Damn.
and
Damn.
I really like I be needing y'all, man, and just
How
to
that
see
feel?
how I feel. Like surreal, bro. It's surreal, but it's been a preparation, and when you prepare for certain things, I've learned, man, it's just like you're almost like a waiting for it, and it's like just doing the work that I was doing in prison, and one of the things I stress about is character. You focus on the things that you know that's not going to change, bro, and your character is something like always can work on no matter where you at. And the hashtag, I'm always gonna be pushing that hashtag because I love it, man. Finding freedom in you. That's what I did, man. Found freedom.
Right.
No matter where you at, you can find freedom. And you do that by challenging yourself, by pushing yourself forward, by being better. You know what I'm saying? By being better. No matter whom or what. You know, no matter whom or what. And with that, bro, man, salute, man. Thank y'all again, man. You already know to follow me, Kevin Ford, 1996. I mean, on the gram, you know, see me on B100 radio. You know, all type of stuff going on. You already know.
Facts.
But let's continue to build, bro.
Let's. So the thing is, I'm in Fort Greene, man, with the Next Steps program. It's a mentor program. We got our brothers over there doing some serious work over there, trying to tap into the youth over there. It's not so much of an employment based credential program type of situation, but a lot of young youth, we know that they need mentorship. So, you know, I'm thankful to have an opportunity to have my hand in that process over there to try to save some of the lives over there in Fort Greene, because Fort Greene is it's downtown Brooklyn in that area, but don't get it twisted. That thing get different quick.
Yeah, they get illy out there.
They get silly quick. And in Brownsville, you know, with the Neon Works program, you know, we're placing a lot of the youth in credential programming. And what that means is that we're trying to help these individuals get certification. One individual, for instance, a story, we helped one individual get, you know, his OSHA 30. Then we helped him get his SST, his fire guard, his flagger. These are just, you know, certifications that will help them in the construction industry. And the other day, you know, we had a job lined up for him. I had my man sitting with me, another Brownsville partner at Brownsville Think Tank Matters. Shout out to Brownsville Think Tank Matters, BTTM, and the brothers and sisters over there, the work that they doing in the Ville. The brother got on the phone, got in contact with somebody from the industry, looked up the young individual from our program, and next thing you know, he was like, yo, listen, all you got to do is go on Monday to get the job. Job is paying $60 an hour, y'all. $60 an hour. The young brother, guess what he did, man? It was me and his probation officer. We was sitting there. She's on the phone with him. He was like, yo, I don't think I'm gonna get it because I don't want to get vaccinated. I can't say I knocked the young brother, right? Everybody got their own reason for doing what they do. But I just want to let, you know, the young people do know that there are opportunities, and you have people that are willing to go of their way to help offer you guys a better opportunity. So we understand that, you know, you got to get to the bag. We do, but there are other alternatives to jeopardizing your life and your freedom. You just got to be patient. I understand. In regards to the other programs in Flatbush and Canarsie, you know, we're doing good. Our numbers are looking great. We're doing similar work out there. Our numbers in Flatbush, we're like at the top. We're doing spectacular. So I'm proud of that work. On a business level, you know, you guys see I got the hoodies now. My wife and I, we got the hoodies out. We just got the new flavors, so we ready to push that brand. We're hosting an event for my sister, my late sister, who got killed in 1999. So what we're gonna start doing annually is host an annual winter drive in her name, in which we'll be basically asking individuals to donate coats, sweaters, hats, gloves, socks, and scarves, because we know when it gets cold outside or what have you, those who are less fortunate, they don't have all the time the means to be able to go out there and cover themselves up. So we want to make sure that we're providing, my wife and I, we want to make sure that we're providing them with the adequate means to protect themselves when it gets really, really cold. A lot of people don't have heat. They're using heaters and stuff. We know that in the ghetto, things can get real different. So this event, you guys can go to my IG page at Conscious Mind Ventures. You can also go to me, you know, my name, Moshe Canty, on Facebook. You can see it up there. If y'all trying to donate clothes and stuff, y'all can send it to the address and stuff like that. We'll accept them. So, you know, right now, man, there's a lot going on. We just got our vendor's license approved. So right now I will be speaking at, inshallah, I will be speaking, doing a lot of speaking engagements. Be looking forward to some literature coming out under the label Conscious Mind Books. So, you know, everything is a sequence, it's a process. You know, we're trying to do what we can do for ourselves. And we just look forward to playing our part, man. But you know, it's always a pleasure, man. So it's always a pleasure talking to you, brothers, man. I'm really thankful for the opportunity, man. I love you, brothers, man. I wish you brothers well, man.
Great show, great show.
You know, everybody that's been tapped in, man. Our panel, to everybody in the chat, those out there that's listening, man. Seven Guard, R. Rivera, Sadie B, Dark Side. Everybody that's been, you know, that's been listening, man, to the sisters and the brothers out there, those who we have named, those who we didn't name. We send our love to everybody, man. Smitty RH, salute to you too, my brother. Everybody that pulled up, MelKross who came through. Who else pulled up on the panel? Oh, Aaron pulled up. Just a lot of people who supported us tonight, man. So again, man, we appreciate everybody's support, man. With that, man, I like to say peace, man. Salam alaikum to my brothers.
Take care,
man.
Allah.
We locked in, y'all.
So we locked in, man. Great show, y'all. Great chat.
We gotta keep this going, bro.
This absolutely.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna definitely keep it going, bro. We here.
Let's create it. Let's create it because I want to show off. I'm gonna go get them people from All of Us and None. They got an office out there in New York, so I'm gonna tap y'all in with them. We'd be like 500 people on one call sometime. I want to deliver them to y'all.
I'll be on some of those calls
to y'all.
Well, I got your number. I got your
make
number.
Sure that y'all got everything I got out here, because I feel like if one of us fall off, somebody pull us back up.
That's right.
Absolutely. Well, I got your number, so we definitely tapped in from you know what I mean. I could just hit you straight up but again, man, y'all brothers have a great night. Take care, man. Love y'all, man.
Peace.
Peace.